a lot of the analysts that are currently out there right now. And I don't know. I can't use enough superlatives, Mac, to talk about how impressed I was with both of them last night on that podcast, and Jason as well. He played a great role on that podcast last night. Needle Travis a little bit, set Taylor up, do all that kind of stuff. He was a great kind of mediator of that entire podcast last night. But if she's going to start calling football games for Fox or NBC or somebody like that, better than any Collinsworth out there, better than any Sims out there, right? Better than Emmanuel Acho.
Oh,
I mean, Taylor Swift would be unbelievable at analyzing football. I'd be there for every freaking game if she was going to be a color analyst in the booth. And don't you think everybody would be there for every single game? So
yeah, I think the problem would be supporting it.
Yeah.
Have the servers and the bandwidth or whatever you'd need to serve that many people watching one thing at a time, because that's what would happen.
Yeah, and then Caitlin Clark with the line of the night, I hope YouTube doesn't crash, she said, with all of this. And so, I mean, it was a pop culture night, and it was a night that I think a lot of people who maybe had different opinions of Taylor and Travis, if you don't come away from that, change your opinion. Like if you were one of these talk football guys, we don't need to see her. If you watched that last night and you still have that same attitude, that's on you, because anybody who watched that last night is walking away going, she is awesome, man. We need more Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in our lives. It makes me feel better as a human being, dude. Like, I felt better after watching that. They made me feel good last night.
It gave you hope.
It did. It really did, man. It
100%.
Gave you a lot of hope. It's just a feel-good relationship that, you see all these celebrity relationships that take place, and everybody kind of rolls their eyes at them. And then you have one like this, and you're like, man, this is awesome. I wish every relationship was as good as Taylor and Travis. Kayla Nicole's response will be coming later today, I'm sure, right?
Before we go, from the 913, I don't know if this is true. I'll have to verify. 16 months from yesterday is her birthday, 12/13/2026.
Ah, how old will she be then?
35? I don't know. 36? I don't know. Old enough to call a game.
But I didn't know if that was a significant birthday or something.
Well, she said
like
16
that, right?
months to analyze a game, so it's 16 months. I'm just saying that's her birthday.
That's a good text.
That is a good text.
That's a good text.
Love it.
People are thinking. I love it. So coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, the Chiefs are not playing any of their starters. When you hear the reason why, you'll be like, I love the Chiefs even more. We'll tell you why next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, guys, it is time to call my friends over at Heartland Men's Health, because as the summer winds down and we get closer to fall, you know what that's going to mean. A lot of fun, a lot of great activities, and you don't want to let erectile dysfunction get in the way. You don't want to let it ruin all of your fun this fall. And if intimacy feels stressful because of performance issues, hey, you're not alone. And more importantly, there's help. My friends over at Heartland Men's Health have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. And they have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in Kansas City, and they're ready for you. All you have to do is schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Plus, they have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
It's time to have the best steak of your life. Booth Creek Wagyu. KC's premier Wagyu meat market is changing the way America eats beef. And now you can join the Wagyu revolution at 2 KC locations, 135th and Metcalf and at 95th and Knoll. Whether you're looking to wow your family at a tailgate or sear the best steaks ever on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. You won't regret it. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations. Open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
I
Hi,
became
this
like
is
a
Megan, your
person
friend and jeweler
who
from
was
Shane
running through
Company.
the halls of my
Did you
house
know not all warranties
screaming,
are created equal?
"We
At
drafted
Shane
Xavier
Company, our full
Worthy!"
lifetime
And my
warranty
friends are
is
like,
all-inclusive and even protects
"What
the diamond
is
in your
who
engagement
body
ring.
snatched
We
you?
can
This
offer
is
such an
this is
incredible
it.
warranty
What do you
because our rings are
mean?
crafted to last
We
a lifetime.
drafted
As your
Xavier
friend and
Worthy.
jeweler, our gift to you is peace of mind. At Shane Company,
No, I
we
was
also cover
screeching.
unlimited repairs,
No, I was
resizings,
screeching. I
and
couldn't
cleanings for
believe it.
free for
I
life,
was
saving you
freaking out.
thousands over
We're talking
time.
about like
Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
DQ presents the sound of
we're talking
habit.
about cover 2, cover 4, cover 0,
Hear that?
and cover. We're
That's
talking.
the
we're
chicken
learning.
strip basket.
I
Only
continue to
$7.49
learn.
for a
Maybe
limited time. We're talking 4 100%
I'm
white
not
meat
ready to
seasoned
be
chicken
an
strips
analyst
served
right
with
now,
fries, Texas
but
toast, and
give me
DQ signature country gravy.
16
Yeah,
months.
you heard that right. For crunch time and no time, it can only be the DQ chicken strip basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-386-7194 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7194. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-7194.
This ad furnished by Nesmith Taju LLC. Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
We should do what my brother did. He went to 89cash.com and got $3,000.
With our bad credit?
89cash.com is different. They're one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope. My brother said it was fast and easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan of up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account as soon as the next day. Our lenders have millions of dollars to lend regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to 89cash.com and we'll have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to 89cash.com. That's 89cash.com. 89cash.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, still working the crash in Shawnee, 35 southbound at 18th. In the clearing stages, though, the right lane is blocked. Lee Summit, that wreck is still there, 470 eastbound on the ramp to 50 eastbound. It is the right lane blocked. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val, 96.5 The Fan.
We're back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty and Mac with you. Dusty is off today. He is on what we call the Links, the golf course out there today. He's playing St. Andrews over in Europe today. So congratulations to him. He took the Learjet over there and is playing St. Andrews this morning, and we'll fly back after the round, and he will be back tomorrow. That's a big tease, right? You take a Thursday off, and then you got to come back for a Friday, right?
I know, that stinks.
Take Friday, Dusty. There's no reason to come back.
No.
It's Friday.
4-day weekend.
I mean, it's Friday. Friday. It's like chicken, right? Who doesn't like Friday? Like that is one of the, that's like going to the strip club, right? Like, oh man, I leave at the end of the night. I was teased the whole night. I took Thursday off. I got to go back on Friday,
Dang
man.
it.
I should have taken the weekend off. But so Dusty is out today and will be back tomorrow. So yesterday, we find out from Andy Reid and company that this team is going to Seattle for a 9 o'clock Friday night game. And Andy Reid basically told all of us as Chiefs fans yesterday, there's no reason to watch this game. And the starters are not going to be playing in this football game for the most part. You know, I mean, you have to play some starters, obviously, to fill out a roster for a game like this. But if you're thinking about staying up on Friday night to see Patrick Mahomes, you don't have to worry about doing that. And so I was talking to some people yesterday about, why? Because in the era that we're in right now, the second preseason game has become basically the third preseason game of the old era. When are we going to stop talking about the old era of the 4 preseason games and the third preseason? Like, this has got to be like year 5 now that we're on this, right?
Exactly.
I feel like it, or maybe it's year, I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's been a while now. But we always do that. We revert back to everything. And so the second preseason game and a 4-game preseason schedule wasn't that big a deal. But in the 3-game preseason schedule, game 2 has kind of been the one, where you play all your starters. It's also the second game in a row that the Chiefs are on the road for preseason, which means they only have one home preseason game. We'll get to that in just one second. And so I was talking to some people yesterday about kind of the philosophy around the league about Andy not playing guys, in the second preseason game. And I'm thinking to myself, God, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And so that means they probably won't play them in that third preseason game. And they said, no, that's not the case. They will play in that third preseason game. The reason they're not playing in Seattle is pretty simple. This is their second West Coast preseason game this week, right? This week, literally this week. They flew last week to Arizona for a preseason game, West Coast game, West Coast time zone. Flew back. When did they play? Saturday night.
Saturday night.
You know what time they got back on Sunday? About 3 a.m. the plane landed, right? Plane landed at 3 a.m., took the day off, then drive back up to St. Joe, bust your ass in St. Joe for a couple of days. Back on a flight today, right? Today's Thursday, but they play tomorrow. Back on a flight today, and now you're not just flying to Denver, you're flying to Seattle. That's a 3.5-hour, again, West Coast flight, so you got to take that flight. So 2 West Coast preseason trips in less than a week, and then 3 practices in St. Joe. It has the Chiefs going, we ain't doing this. We're not playing our starters in this. We're giving them an opportunity to take this time off because it's been a lot already in this preseason. In turn, that means they're going to play in that third preseason game, and I think that's great for Kansas City because at home, you now have an opportunity to see these guys in a preseason game. And why that's important, because for me, my first NFL game as a kid, my first couple NFL games as a kid, were always preseason games. Could never get a regular season ticket. Sold out, hard ticket to get, can't get into the game, right? That type of stuff. But preseason, you could always find a ticket, and it was always cool to go as a kid. You're a kid that has an opportunity to go to a preseason game, and no offense, Gardner Minshew is starting at quarterback, and it's the only preseason game at Arrowhead. You want those kids to be experienced Chiefs fans. You want them to have the experience of seeing their guys. And I love that the fact that the Chiefs are doing this. And they're doing it, number one, because the travel has been a lot already this season. And they, by the way, 2 West Coast preseason games and then open the season in Brazil.
That's exactly. That's what I was waiting on. Yep. Not to mention the second West Coast game starts at 9
o'clock our time.
Yes.
Right. So 9 o'clock our time gets over at midnight.
Yeah.
They will be landing on Saturday morning when I'm getting up and fixing my first cup of coffee. Yeah.
Jeez,
dude. They will be landing at that time on Saturday morning. And then you got 4 days to get ready for that final preseason game. And then it's on to Brazil. And then it's the season, and then you're on to Brazil. And so I was joking with somebody yesterday. I go, again, the NFL trying to use the Chiefs to get people to watch a preseason game, and it was met with laughter and like that kind of stuff. But then it was like, you may be right about that. you know, like the NFL is doing anything they can to get this Chiefs team on TV, even if it is in the preseason. And I think the Chiefs are kind of at their breaking point with that. It's like, we just need a break every once in a while. We don't need West Coast games. And I think, in my opinion, when we're talking about preseason football, we need to change the way that we do preseason football. The Chiefs need to have 3 preseason games like everybody else, but it needs to be Minnesota, Green Bay, and Chicago. That needs to be your rotation. Short travel, same time zone. You're not asking people to do too much. If you want to throw Indianapolis in there or Nashville or or even Dallas at this point in time, just to give you a break to create scheduling. But that's the way preseason needs to be. The Chiefs making 2 West Coast trips for meaningless, stupid, useless football games is absolutely BS, especially when they're your premier franchise, right? Like, you got to start catering to the Chiefs. They have been your damn guinea pig forever and a day. Fine. Christmas Day, Brazil, Peacock, Netflix, Amazon, whatever else you want us to be the guinea pig of. And now you give us 2 West Coast preseason games to start the season, sandwiched between one home game and then a trip to Brazil? Like, so I feel like this was the breaking point for the Chiefs and Andy Reid, and they're just like, we're done.
Yeah.
We're not playing our starters in this game. We'll see you at Arrowhead, and we'll play our starters for a series or 2 in front of our home fans and give some folks the opportunity who may not be able to get to a regular season game, or it's little kids and you don't want to take them to a regular season game.
Which makes
the
sense.
opportunity to see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in a preseason game at home. I love that.
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I would ask these schedule makers who are sending the Chiefs and trying to get more eyeballs on a preseason game at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm so sure.
Yeah.
What is the point of preseason anymore, Bob? What are we doing? I don't know what I'm watching anymore because it's not for the football fan. It's not interesting. It's not to make money, I don't think.
Well, you have to buy the ticket if you're a season ticket holder.
Okay.
So you have to buy the preseason game. So yes, it's a money grab.
So it's a money grab. Okay, great. So I found one answer. And it's a little bit for the football teams, but not as much as it used to be, even for the football teams and the football coaches and the guys making the roster. It's not even as much for them anymore because you only get 3 games. It's extremely antiquated. It's second strings versus second strings. You don't know really how to judge it. I'm sure the coaches struggle with that as well. We're talking about 10 guys on most teams, whether they're going to make the roster or not, and that's what we're deciding in 3 games, and that's probably decided by after this weekend.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is, yeah. It absolutely is. And most of these guys will be back to being, a bouncer at the Dewdrop Inn and Lee Summit. Like that's ultimately what it's going to be. I don't care about those players. And honestly, if you're looking at the bottom of the roster like that and evaluating those players and they have to play, we're in trouble anyway.
Yeah, exactly. If you're sitting here really, really worried about whatever the 5th string DN's going to do for your team, like you're already screwed.
Yeah.
The season's over.
And I'm talking coaches too. I'm not just talking fans.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching about the 5th defensive end on the team, then if that guy has to play, we've got some serious explaining to do as to why we're 6-11 or whatever the case may be. So I'm kind of with you. I think preseason for a while has become antiquated, and now teams are taking their ball and going home essentially because they don't want to play their guys. Like Aaron Rodgers isn't playing in the preseason. Nope. It's become just a kind of a cacophony of sound, right? It's just a lot of noise going on, and they televise it and they charge you admission. I think instead of preseason football games, they ought to do more joint practices. I was looking at I think the Jets and Giants are doing. The Chiefs will never do it under Andy Reid. For whatever reason, he's not a fan of doing the joint practices, and they always end in a fight. We saw fights yesterday and whatnot in practice, and people beating each other up.
Michael Penix getting involved.
Penix was involved in a fight yesterday.
Let's go, Penix.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the bloodied face of Vrabel the other day and whatnot,
classic.
and then Mike McDaniel tries to get in the middle of a pile. Nobody's buying
not
that.
Cool.
That guy's on the hottest seat in the NFL, by the way. We can get to him in a second. But you just do a joint practice, and I think it was one of the Jet players yesterday said, we're getting so much out of these joint practices with the Giants. It's been great. And so if you can do those type of joint practices and utilize those, but again, those don't make money like a preseason game does where you can sell 75,000 tickets to people, and if they show up, they don't, you're still getting their money,
But no, I know that, and that's as you've taught me over the last year, it is a business, but also the business depends on the product and the quality of the product. And for the last however many years, let's say 5, we have all complained for the first month of the season how the product kind of sucks at the beginning.
Right.
How they're not ready. They're not warm. They're not on the same page. The chemistry isn't there. The points are low, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of those things we talked about. That didn't used to be that way. I just wish we could get a little bit more out of the preseason. Like, some guys should be playing. I love that Andy Reid plays his guys. I think it's a very controversial take from me. I think a lot of people are like, what? Why would you play your starters? They're going to get hurt. I think there's a lot that comes from it. I'm just tired of, preseason week 1 was great. We were excited. We talked about it. We got, football's back. And then we come back, and it's kind of just like 2 more weeks of this, man.
Yeah.
What am I even watching? Shedeur Sanders and second strings on the Browns versus Panthers second string defenders.
Right.
And we're getting excited.
That's right. And we did.
And we got it.
And we did.
And we did.
And it was a lot of fun. And now Shedeur Sanders is hurt, and he's got an oblique injury, and he's fourth on the depth chart again.
And he's back to being fourth, so it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. But, what we can take away from the preseason, though, I think is a lot more from practice and a lot more from the off-the-field conversation. And obviously Travis Kelce is the biggest topic of conversation, I think, right now in the United States. Him and Taylor Swift with the podcast from last night. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch it, we talked about it in the first segment. Grab the podcast there. Make sure you watch it and really enjoy it, because I thought it was great. It was very eye-opening. But what's even more eye-opening is a comment that Donna Kelce made to People magazine about Travis Kelce. And by the way, I talked with Spectre yesterday about reenacting the Travis Kelce photos. He goes, do you know anybody with a snake? And I said, well, I don't think that I do, but I'm sure there's somebody at the zoo that can bring us a snake, right? Like, there's somebody out there that has a snake like that we can get, right?
For sure.
Because I've already got the fur outfit. I've got the construction man's vest. The only thing I'm looking for is a snake. And if anybody has a big boa constrictor and a snake and wants to let me have it around my neck and take a picture Travis Kelce style, will be interested. You call Spectre, and he'll take care of that for you. But this comment by Donna Kelce, I think, is kind of the cherry on top of what I've been telling you guys all off season. Travis Kelce is going to have a year that will be unforgettable. He is going to dominate this year. And we took a little bit away from that when we heard about the Miami workouts, and he's focused again and doing stuff that he hadn't done. And the GQ magazine came out. He goes, the last couple of years I've been kind of focused more on my career after football instead of the career that I'm currently in. And so I got back to focusing on football. He talked about it last night in the podcast with Taylor Swift. And then Donna Kelce had this comment, which was in People magazine, the same magazine that wrote about us last week, right? And she said, quote, this is going to be, I think, a different year for him. He's really hunkered down and did a lot of training in the offseason. He's faster now than he's been the last 4 years.
It's huge. That's true.
Do I need that? This is Mom saying this, right? He's faster now than he's been in the last 4 years. He really slimmed down a little bit and just makes it easier than carrying all that load, like running and stuff like that. That's Donna Kelce's comment about Travis Kelce. We talked about numbers for Travis Kelce. The over-under, you said yesterday, is what, 495 yards?
It was 675 and a half.
675 and a half?
Yeah.
That is a guaranteed over.
Yeah, you should.
That is a guaranteed over for Travis Kelce. And I can see by the look in your eye right now, as you gaze into mine, you're in.
I'm starting to get in.
You're in.
I've tried to stay off this whole offseason.
I've been telling you all off season it's going to be awesome, and now here we are on the cusp of the year, right? We're on the edge of the year beginning, and you're like, damn, he's been right all along. Travis is dominating this year.
He's going to be really good this year. He's going to be back. He's going to be incredible. He's going to look amazing. And I don't know why, but it took his mom saying something, and I was like, all right, Donna said it. It's happening.
Yeah.
If what she said is even 80% true that he's faster than the last 4, not 2 years, because we've known the last year or two has been a little bit different.
Right.
But 2022, 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. If he's faster than he was in that season, which he was incredible that year, and the year before that, he was 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns or something like that. So if he's like that, man, I mean, and that's the thing with the standard with Kelce is so high, rightfully so. He's the greatest of all time.
He's created his own standard.
He has.
Yeah.
He has. It's much like Taylor Swift, right?
Yep.
If this album is even, a B+, people are like, oh, Taylor Swift. It's like, yeah, most people would kill for a B+ album as their 8th album or whatever it is for Taylor Swift, right? But that's just the standard that they've set. They are the goats of their craft. For Travis, the standard is so high, and that has now kind of shifted our perception of him. Like, 890 yards? Really, Travis? Really? Only top 10 in receptions and top 5 in targets in the league? Really? At 35 years old as a tight end? Really? With the two number one options being hurt and the number one running back being hurt and you having to take all that load out of nowhere at 35? Really? Only 890 yards, Travis? It's like, yeah, that's what he was able to do with all of that around him. If you add Rashi Rice, if you add in a Jaylen Royals, now Hollywood Brown's taking some attention away. By the way, Pacheco, we'll talk about him tomorrow. There's some stuff that I want to talk about with him. He's got his burst back. Kelce may just be wide open, just running for yards after the catch, running over people, getting touchdowns, and doing that dance, baby.
Yeah, doing that little shimmy in the end zone and doing his thing and his first down celebration. Like, I swear to God, it's going to be a big year for Travis Kelce. And this is not hindsight. This is not, I've been telling you this since the end of the season last year. When they walked off that feeling, okay, it's American Pie. It is senior year of high school. They're going out with a bang. They are going out with a bang this year, and you're going to want to be there, and you're going to want to witness all of this in person or on TV. But you're going to want to watch all of this, right? You're going to want to see what these guys are doing this year, because I do think it is going to be your senior pranks, cut day, all that kind of stuff that everybody did in high school. It's going to be on display, and they're going to go out with a blaze, and it's going to be O'Doyle rules at the end of the season when they're walking off the field on Christmas night.
What's that? There's that saying of like, you wish you knew it was the good old days when it was you don't know it's the good old days till it's over or whatever, right? Like,
right. These are the good old days.
This is a rare time where we know these are the good old days, and we know that they are dwindling, and we know this is our time. Take advantage of this. Like, if you're Spectre and you haven't been to a freaking game since you've lived here, this is the year to go to a game.
Yeah, right.
This is the year to go. Like, you need to watch. If you've been in and out of the Chiefs this last couple years, which you're missing out, this is a year to watch every single snap of the Kansas City Chiefs, because the best connection we may have ever seen in the history of the NFL, and that's not hyperbolic, it's the last season you're going to see, and I think they're going to be on their A game.
Right, and I don't know if I'm more excited to watch the team as a whole or to watch Travis and Patrick.
Yeah, exactly.
And really Travis in particular, right? I don't know what I'm more excited about, 17-0 or 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns from Travis Kelce. Because I'm not putting limits on Travis this year. I'm just not going to do that, because once you put limits on somebody, then you're limiting what they can do. I just want to see them go out there and play and have fun, win football games, and get back to the Super Bowl, because they definitely have the ability to do that. And I was talking with Ben Maller before the show, and you'll hear it in the interview coming up at about 7:15. He's like, they weren't really good on offense last year, and they still made the Super Bowl, and now they're better on offense. Like, look out.
Yes, exactly.
Like all these people out there that don't seem to realize what's been going on here in Kansas City are going to be in for a rude awakening when they wake up and they realize, oh my God, they've got a healthy offense and an offensive line.
And protection.
All this stuff that they haven't had over the last couple of years, they now have. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this team.
And still the best coaching staff and still the best quarterback to go along with it. And you say, you're not wrong. The offense wasn't great. That's them not being great, boring, all those things, not scoring points. They were top 10 in almost every metric.
I know.
They were top 10 in almost every metric.
So what are we complaining about from last year?
Again,
then,
it goes back. The standard has been set so high. If they're 8th or 9th, wow, they suck, really. They're not first in every category. That's what we expect of the Chiefs. I think you're going to see some of that this season. At least top 5, top 3 in a lot of things on offense, man, including points.
Yeah, including
Let's
points.
go.
Like, because they wanted to do that last year. And
they were going to.
And they were. And
they were going to.
And then Hollywood Brown, Rashi Rice, and here we sit.
Pacheco,
and no left tackle, the whole 9 yards. And, we sit there and go, okay, so you wanted to do this kind of stuff, but circumstances aren't allowing you to do that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of times people who watch sports sometimes have a tough understanding of how it actually works out there, right?
Yeah.
And when you go out there and your best laid plan, that goes into the waste paper basket usually by the 14:57 mark of the first quarter, right? You throw that out the window and you're going, okay, we've got to adjust. We've got to change. We've got to make these adjustments on the fly. Things aren't what we thought they were going to be. And the Chiefs changed constantly throughout the year and dealt with this injury and dealt with that injury and dealt with this and dealt with that and dealt with this, and they still ended up in the Super Bowl. And so that's why I look at this. We're going into the season. There's no distractions. Everybody's healthy. We're not really worried. Are you worried about any position on this field right now other than punter? Like, I don't think anybody's, quote, worried about any spot on this team right now. It is a well-oiled machine that is only going to be better because Travis Kelce now is in the shape where he was, according to his mother, 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, he dominated the NFL. And if you're not fist pumping right now, going, yeah, baby, let's go. On. I don't know what's gotten into you, because it's going to be a wild scene at Arrowhead Stadium this year.
It's going to be amazing. And you mentioned, the injuries from last season and them having to flip on a dime and Andy Reid dusting off the old Alex Smith playbook. Hollywood Brown, we already know they're already able to plan if they're not going to have him for the first couple of weeks. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They're already able to plan for that right now.
Right.
Rashi Rice, that suspension's going to come here in the next week or so. We would think it would be today or last week, but here we are. It's going to come soon, you'd think. They'll be able to prepare for that. So even just having that ability to prepare for the guys being gone for a little bit and then having them come back at a known time, oh, dude, get ready.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. It is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up here on Fescoe and Dusty 96.5 The Fan, somebody suggested relegation for the NFL. Which 3 teams would you kick out of the league? We'll discuss that next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Hey, man.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, we are headed into the most important time of the year when it comes to your lawn. That means fall, right? You're looking at your lawn right now, and it made it through the summer, and you're thinking, how do I get it to look even better in the spring? Well, you call my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and they will take care of everything for you, because right now is the time of year to seed your lawn. And Aspen's professional seeding fills in the bare spots, strengthens the weak areas, helps reduce weeds, and sets the stage for a lush green lawn by spring. It's one of the most important things you can do for your lawn all year long. And I can't wait till they come out and reseed our lawn, because the work that Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has already done on our house and our lawn has been unbelievably amazing. We couldn't figure this out for 12 years. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control figured it out in 12 minutes. Our lawn looks great. Our yard is awesome. And they put that mosquito dome over our house so we can sit outside and enjoy it all in these last few nights of summer and the beginning of fall. No mosquitoes, no ticks, no fleas. It is awesome. So make sure you get in touch with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control and schedule that fall seeding. You'll get 10% off fall seeding for a limited time when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
MIAA fans, it's that time of year. Beginning August 19th, you can purchase 2025-26 MIAA Network monthly subscriptions, annual all-access passes, and individual broadcasts at fan-friendly rates. All MIAA conference regular schedule contests across 7 sports and other select contests will be streamed live on the network. Don't miss the 48-hour flash sale from noon on August 19th to noon on August 21st for $10 off the annual subscription rate. For more info and to sign up today, visit the MIAAnetwork.com. The MIAA. Bring your A-game.
Once active and adventurous, Stephanie was sidelined by joint pain. She was losing touch with what gave her real joy.
I want to stay active, and if I don't do something now to feel better, that will keep me out hiking and running and doing all those activities, my health's going to suffer from it. I had the treatment at QC Kinetics.
They're all natural regenerative treatments to use the restorative biologics from Stephanie's body. As the healing properties went to work, Stephanie realized something one day.
I was like, wow, I don't feel any pain. I have no problem going up and down stairs. I have no problem going down mountains. Snowboarding felt good again.
If you see Stephanie, give her a thumbs up. That is, if you can catch her.
And now I can totally keep up with my friends in their 30s, and I'm 55.
Don't even think about giving up. There's lots of life left to live. Call now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-386-7194 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7194. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-7194.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today.
Increase your wealth, customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
A blood emergency has been declared in the Kansas City region, and donors are urgently needed. Now through August 26th, donate with Community Blood Center and be entered to win tickets to the Chiefs home opener. Visit savealifenow.org or call 877-468-6844 to schedule your donation today.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, eastbound I-70 between 23rd and Van Brunt, lanes are closed until 3 this afternoon. On the Kansas side, Highway 169, the exit to westbound Highway 9 is closed. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Thursday morning, Fescoe and Dusty and Mac with you. Dusty off today, playing some golf. He is playing golf out of Pebble Beach, man. Took the jet last night out to Pebble Beach. Going to play around out there, and he will be back later on tonight. He'll be back on the air tomorrow, so we'll talk all about Pebble Beach with Dusty and how that went out there playing one of the great golf courses in the history of the United States. I'm excited for him. He's a big golfer, and he gets the opportunity to do that. It's really, really, really cool, right? It's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to get his take and see some of his pictures about, playing out there on Pebble Beach. Because, as I said, it's one of the most famous courses in the world, and we were lucky to get that done for Dusty, so we're very excited about that. He'll be back tomorrow. Until then, it's just me and Mac. Coming up in about, 15 minutes or so from now, there's one way that the Royals are going to make the playoffs, and we'll tell you what that is coming up in about 15 minutes or so here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. But I saw this from our friends over at FanDuel yesterday, and you know Mac as much as anybody, I think, who's listened to this show for a while. I love the talk of relegation. I think it should be in American professional sports and even American collegiate sports as well. We see what it does for the EPL. And again, I have not really ever been a soccer fan. My daughter started playing soccer, got involved in soccer, started watching it more, and then I get up early on Saturday and Sunday, and EPL games are always on, right? And you can bet on them. So you sit there and you have some fun, and you start to understand a little bit about what's going on in the sport, and really how the relegation. I think having relegation is better than expanding playoffs.
100%.
This expansion of playoff, there's too many baseball teams that are eligible for the postseason now. I think baseball has too many playoff teams. I think the NFL does too. I think the 7 is too many.
7's too many.
6 is where it should be. NBA clearly has got way too many. NHL's clearly got
college is looking to expand more.
Constantly looking to expand because it's more money for everybody and it's job justification as well. Oh, we were in the playoff race. Were you really?
Yeah.
Were you really like the in the hunt category that we always get in the NFL? How many of those? 5 and 7. You're not in the hunt.
That's the thing. Last year, it's 5 and 7 teams in the hunt.
Yeah.
Well, come on, man. Week 12, you're 5 and 7. You're talking about playoffs.
Right.
That's not the way football should be.
And so I understand why we do that because it keeps everybody, kind of interested in what's going on. But so does relegation, right? Think about this. If you're fighting to maintain yourself at Division I, and if you win that game, you stay in Division I, but you lose, you drop down to Division II. You don't tell me all the fans are going to be there screaming and yelling, trying to be that 12th man or 11th man whatever it is and whatever sport you're watching, right? I just think when we talk about relegation, it makes more sense than expanded playoffs and creates more excitement for a lot of people. So FanDuel said yesterday on their app, on Twitter, I guess it was, not their app, but Twitter, pretend the NFL had relegation. Which 3 teams would drop down this season? And I ask you guys on the Jay Southland Tow Service text line at 913-586-7965. Let us know what 3 teams you would kick out of the NFL. The easy route for me, I think, is to say, okay, who picked 1, 2, and 3 in the draft? and boot their
get
sorry
out.
asses. I didn't do it that way, Mac. Shockingly, I did something a little bit different. I'm choosing.
Which, if we did that, that would be Tennessee, Jacksonville traded up.
Yeah.
And number 3 would have been they picked Abdul Carter, so the Giants.
Giants, yeah, right. And so you get rid of those 3 teams. But I'm choosing 3 teams who I think provide very little interest to the masses.
Okay.
3 teams that if they were gone from the NFL, would you know? And so those 3 for me are Carolina, the Colts, and Jacksonville. And I picked them because Carolina really doesn't have a lot going on. Jacksonville, if they disappeared, I don't think many people would know. And then also the Colts. When you're deciding between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones for the starting quarterback, are you really an NFL team as it is?
It's embarrassing. The Colts are an embarrassment. If you're a fan of the Indianapolis Colts, I give you a free pass this season. You're allowed to root on for another team. I'm giving you the pass right here.
Okay. I like that.
August 14th, Colts fans, you are allowed to choose another team for this season. I'm giving you the pass. There you go. I also have the Colts on my 3.
You do.
If
That's
that tells
great.
you anything.
But they're irrelevant right
Yes.
now, right?
Yes.
Obviously, their owner passed away, so you've got the family taking over ownership. We don't know what they're going to do. The coach, who the hell knows who he is? But again, it's Daniel Jones versus Anthony Richardson as your starting quarterback. And I like the fact that you say you're giving them a free pass, because I know there's a lot of folks out there who hear that and go, you got to ride and die. No, you don't. It's too expensive to be a sports fan of a bad team. Anymore, it's too expensive to be a sports fan of a bad team. And so if your team's not putting out the product worthy of it, you shouldn't spend your money on that.
No, they haven't spent their money in the right way and allocated their assets, so why would you do that for yours?
Yeah, it's not being less of a fan. It's being conscious of your dollar, you know?
And it's also holding them accountable.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to be there, but you've got to step up.
Yeah.
You've got to step up. For the Colts, since Andrew Luck, what is that, 2017 or so? It's been a rough 8 seasons.
Can you believe it's been that long, too, since Andrew Luck stepped away, you know? And here we sit, and he still hasn't been replaced.
They still have not figured that out.
Right.
They Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan. I mean, name all the old has-beens that they've tried. It's,
right.
And Daniel Jones, the latest of which. So, yeah, I've got the Colts there, too. I get it. They're just irrelevant, and plus it's the AFC South. I like how your 3 are 2 AFC South teams and an NFC South team. So just the most irrelevant divisions. It makes sense. I'll go Cleveland.
Okay.
If relegation is to keep the parity, right? It's to up the
knock the bad
competitiveness.
teams out. You didn't do enough this year. You're gone. Bring teams up from the second division that did well and overachieve. Reward,
So following that definition at its T, Cleveland should be out. They've been the worst team my whole life. They were 1-31 in a 2-year span. They got rid of the only quarterback that was a semblance of maybe something that could lead their franchise to the promised land. They got rid of him, right? They signed a creep, a weirdo, and they paid him the most. They gave him the guaranteed contract, the only guaranteed contract in the NFL's seen.
Yeah,
right. They've made every bad decision over and over and over and over again. What they're doing with Shedeur Sanders, it's super weird and doesn't really make sense, and it's all just a circus over there. Get Cleveland out of here.
Okay.
And then the New Orleans Saints. That's more of just I think they're going to be unwatchable this season, and if they win more than 2 or 3 games, I'm going to be a little surprised, to be honest. And so, yeah, you're gone. Get out.
Yeah, see you later with the New Orleans Saints. It was funny. I was listening to one of their players yesterday, and I can't think now who it was. It was somebody you would know, too, and I'm drawing a blank. And he was raving about Kellen Moore, though, how great a coach he is, and all the players are bought in and all this kind of stuff. When you're rolling Spencer Rattler out there as your starting quarterback, man, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to compete. And when you don't have that quarterback, you just don't have an opportunity. You'll see some of that in the Kingdom episodes when you watch that tonight on ESPN.
Tonight.
When you don't have the quarterback, you don't give yourself an opportunity. So you can weigh in on the Jay's Southland Tow Service text line as well. Who would you like to see relegated from the NFL, from the 816? Giants, Cowboys, Titans? Okay. I understand that.
Cowboys, I love it.
Yeah, get rid of Cleveland from the 913. From the 816, Browns, Jacksonville. Then it's a tie between Carolina and Arizona. And I will tell you, I had Arizona in the mix as well.
Figured you would.
I had Arizona absolutely in the mix, but they wear those all-black uniforms with that white helmet, and I really like that.
Yeah, that's
and they got Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
And so I like him a lot too. Trey McBride.
We like him.
I like him. Met him in person down there at the Super Bowl. So
he was a great guy.
Yeah, he was fun. So for those things, that's why I gave Arizona the leg up. to the team that doesn't get relegated out of the NFL. So you can weigh in 913-586-7965 on that Jay's Southland Tow Service text line of who you want to see relegated from the NFL. We talked about the Kingdom a little bit. Don't forget that is on tonight on ESPN. The first 2 episodes begin 9 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock
8
tonight?
o'clock, I believe.
8 o'clock tonight on ESPN. Set your DVRs, however you get your your video now, whether it's ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, ESPN. Yep. I'm telling you, if you're a Chiefs fan and you don't watch this, you're missing out,
yes,
man.
You seriously
and
are.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard to watch it at set times anymore and whatnot. And so if you get it over the weekend and you watch it on the ESPN Plus when you can, make sure you're watching this Kingdom episode because it's going to be a big talking point for us tomorrow because you and I were lucky enough to have watched the first 2 episodes so far of this. I'll probably watch episode 3, maybe even 4 today, depending on how it goes. But so far, I'm as hooked as I've ever been on a documentary right now, and it has been unbelievable. And so I encourage everybody who, is a Chiefs fan, which I imagine if you're listening to this station, you're a Chiefs fan, watch this dang thing tonight, man. Give yourself 2 hours to watch this start of this documentary, The Kingdom, and you will thank us tomorrow.
You will not regret it. I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about it, man. You're going to relive so many good moments, and it's fantastic. It'll make you feel all the things you want to feel about being a Chiefs fan. Watch it.
And what's awesome about all of that, I said Larry Fitzgerald. I meant
Marvin Harrison Jr. I knew where you were going.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Larry Fitzgerald. He's been on top of mine from yesterday, I guess.
Yes.
But one of the things that we took away from this is the emotion and the connection of a sports fan. Mac's 26 years old. I'm 48 years old. Mm-hmm. Didn't know each other till last year.
Yep.
And this morning at around 5:30, him and I are looking at each other and we're both welling up.
Yes.
Talking about this Kingdom documentary. It spans generations. It spans everything. It is so good. Make sure you watch this thing on ESPN tonight
100%.
because you'll feel like Mac and I did and have these tears at 5:45. We're looking at each other like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom now.
Exactly. Yeah, all right, see you, and then the show starts. But we're going to talk about it tomorrow. You're going to want to know what we're talking about. Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but please, you should watch it tonight.
Absolutely. Get with it and watch it. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, there's only one way for the Royals to make the playoffs. We'll tell you what that is next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue are getting ready because here we are. It's fall, and that means tailgate season, right? Whether it's college, whether it's pros, whether it's the high school, it doesn't matter what. You're going to be having tailgate parties to watch the game, and you're going to want Smokehouse Barbecue to cater all of those tailgate parties for you. Number one, it's easy when they cater because they take care of everything. And number two, you're going to get awesome food. You got your tailgate spread out there with the Cajun butter chicken wings and the homemade ranch. Their burnt ends, their hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for a final couple of hours to give them a flavor that nobody else can match. And of course, you've got to love their baby back ribs. I love the ribs at Smokehouse Barbecue. And excuse me, what I also love at Smokehouse Barbecue is the pulled chicken sandwich that they have right now in a brioche bun topped with coleslaw. It is phenomenal. And Smokehouse Barbecue has got some new entrees as well. They've got street tacos now at Smokehouse Barbecue. They've got the chicken. They've got the corn elote. They've got Cajun sour cream on those tacos that they're going to dole out to you. Get the tacos. Get the street tacos at Smokehouse Barbecue. I promise you will absolutely love them. And then families, Smokehouse Barbecue is helping you out every Tuesday with the purchase of an adult entree. Kids eat for $1.99. So check them out in Gladstone, Zona Rosa, and, of course, out in Independence or at SmokehouseBBQ.com. That's SmokehouseBBQ.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number 2025-11121.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. The Sharp Homes team can also give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Well, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. If I needed to sell my home, Dawn Sharp, brokered by Epic Realty, would be the only agent I would trust. Google Sharp Homes team. That's Sharp Homes team. Google them today.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, eastbound I-70 between 23rd and Van Brunt, lanes are closed until 3 this afternoon. On the Kansas side, Highway 169, the exit to westbound Highway 9 is closed. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You can listen to the Royals and White Sox Friday, August 15th on The Fan, AM 610, with Vern's On Deck shows starting at 6. KFMZ FMN AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Rolling through the 7 o'clock hour here on 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with you. Dusty's off today. He is playing golf. He's at Bethpage Black on Long Island getting a preview of the U.S. Open.
Ooh,
so
lucky.
he is out there. How about that, right? He gets to play
cool, man.
Bethpage Black. We sent the jet for him, picked him up this morning, and took him there to Long Island. He's playing the course, and he'll fly back after the round. I think they were teeing off at like 9 o'clock Eastern time this morning, so about an hour or so.
Gotcha.
They'll be teeing off, at Bethpage Black, and then Dusty will fly back after the 18 holes, be back later on this afternoon, and he will be back tomorrow. So coming back on a Friday, you got to love having that Friday. Take the day off, Dusty.
Dusty, no.
That's the veteran move right there.
It is.
I got a golf tournament on Thursday. Probably not going to be ready for Friday. So, and with the flight back from Long Island and whatnot, it's about
Seriously,
3.5 hour flight after playing Bethpage Black. So, congratulations to him for getting the opportunity to play that course. I was hoping yesterday. Went for a heart scan yesterday, by the way. That's what you do at my age, right? Yes.
You all right?
Well, I will tell you my what do they call that in my heart, my plaque? The number is doubled from where it was 2 years ago.
What is that bad?
Well, I was at a 1 and now I'm at a 2 on a scale of 100.
Okay. Bob, stop. You had me scared. You had the listeners on the edge of their seat this morning. What's going on with Bob?
I texted my mother yesterday. I got my heart scan back. My calcium score is doubled from 2 years ago. And my mother, okay, what was it? 2? Oh, rolls her eyes. Text my wife yesterday. I said, I got my calcium score back. She goes, how was I? I said, when you get home, we'll have a conversation. Do you think she asked about my calcium score when she got home?
No.
Did not, no.
Because she knows you're trolling.
Right, yes. She goes, what is it? I finally asked. She goes, I go on a 2. She goes, is that good or bad? I'm like, well, it's on a scale of 100. Okay, we're on to something else, right? So do that for yourself. Get your colonoscopy. Get a heart scan. Those are the things that can save your life.
Saying doing it earlier and earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no harm in doing these things early at all. Get yourself checked out and get yourself healthy and ready to go. And so I was getting ready to go. I had a 2:45 heart scan appointment, which, by the way, I'm just going to say this right now. Do old people just go to the doctor? I mean, I walked in yesterday. It was a bunch of old people just sitting there.
Yeah, that's where they hang out.
And then it's all husband and wives. So they call the wife. The husband goes back too. They call the husband. The wife goes back.
For sure.
She's got to listen, so he knows what's going on, I guess.
A classic.
They all have 3/4 pants on, like the retired teacher pants, as I call them with my kids. They're all sitting there in this waiting room. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm the only person under 70 in this place, right? And so go in about 2:45 for the appointment. And I'm driving over and started the day watching this baseball team play yesterday against the Washington Nationals. And as soon as I turned it on, boom, grand slam home run, and the Royals are down 5-0. Yep. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Start the game.
Yeah, that's not a great way to start the game, but they fought back, and they did. Very fun game yesterday, right?
It was.
Fun baseball game yesterday.
They showed heart. They showed a couple of different things, both on the base path and on defense. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win that game yesterday.
I thought so, too.
And when they were down 5-0, I was almost like, they're going to win this thing. They'll figure it out, right? And they almost did. And you got to give them credit for almost figuring it out and winning that one yesterday. But they didn't. And they still lost, and now they're back below 500 again, right? And so I'm thinking, like, God, we really want this team to do good. Everybody's rooting for this team. What's not working right now? What has to happen? And for me, what has to happen, and this is going to sound, I don't know, maybe harsh, maybe not, we need Bobby Witt to get back to his July and August of 2024 and carry this team. And that's what your guy, who's the $330 million player, has to do. When you make the money, the expectation is different, right? The expectation is no longer just be a nice player, we can root for you and all that kind of stuff. The expectation is when we give you the cash, you give us the wins, right? That's kind of how that works. Look across the parking lot with Mahomes and Kelce and Chris Jones. Your three highest paid players are your three most important, biggest producing players on the field. And the difference this year, it's not the MJ Melendezes of the world or the Michael Masseys of the world or the Connor Tehans of the world or whoever else you want to throw into the mix. The reason the Royals are where they are is because we have not seen that hot streak from Bobby Witt Jr. yet. Last July and August, and this is going to be impossible to do again, in July and August last year, he hit a combined 389. He hit like 470 in the month of July.
Yeah,
and
it's absurd.
And that's nuts. I'm not asking for that, but we need Bobby Witt to get closer to that than where he is right now. And if he gets closer to that, then that's the best way, in my opinion, that this team has to make the postseason this year.
Yeah, you look at all the offensive categories like I was doing so yesterday. He's like top 25 in a lot of things, but he's not top 10 in anything. And you're talking about a top 3 baseball player in the world. You'd expect him to be top 10 in some of those offensive statistical categories. The only one that he's first in is doubles. I think we talked all morning about the standard being set high for certain players. You mentioned the big 3 over there in Arrowhead across the parking lot.
Yeah.
Those 3, the highest paid, those are also 3 of the leaders, the biggest leaders on this team. And that's something that I'd like to see from Bobby Witt. I feel like we almost make excuses for his lack of vocalization to the team because he's a quiet guy. That's Bobby. He shows it on the field. Yeah, but this team needs it right now.
Yeah.
When I was watching the quarterback and they were showing Joe Burrow and he was talking about, I'm just not really much of a vocal leader. It takes a lot for me to do that. I was watching that going, well, your team's 4-8 or 4-6 or whatever they are right now. They need that from you.
Right.
I want that from my quarterback. I want that for my best baseball player and one of the best baseball players in the world. When the time gets going, when times are rough, like you need to step up and kind of get out of your box a little bit. Maybe not be exactly who you are. You've got to step up and say, hey, guys, I know I'm not always the one, making these speeches, but right now, here's what we need to do. And I don't know if we see that from him. I kind of feel like we just kind of keep him in his box. Oh, that's not really Bobby.
Right.
It's not who he is.
The other thing that can't happen is Vinny getting hurt. I've just been so impressed by Vinny Pasquantino. I mean, I'm developing the admiration for Vinny Pasquantino that I feel like I have for Travis Kelce. Like when you see that guy walk in, you know things are going to be good. You know you're going to have a good time. You know you're going to have fun, and you know you're going to get the job done.
Yeah.
And I give Vinny Pasquantino so much credit for realizing after the first month of the season, I got to put down the TikToks, I got to put down the videos, I got to put down all the off-the-field stuff, and I got to focus on what I need to do on the field. And since he did that, Vinny Pasquantino's been a machine.
Red hot.
That dude in the first 2 games against the Nationals could do no wrong. 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Like, I feel like Vinny Pasquantino, how do I say this the right way to not offend people? He's the heart and soul of that organization right now. And I think he was the heart and soul of that organization last year. Because when he got hurt, everything
went down, man.
Everything nosedived. And that's not saying he's the captain because that's Salvi. That's not saying he's the best player because Bobby Witt is still the best player on this team. But I think Vinny Pasquantino is the heart and soul. He's the heartbeat, if you will, of the Kansas City Royals. He is the spark plug. He is that guy that you look to for life and for fun and, to help you out. And he's shaving with butter. And I love all that kind of stuff, about Vinny Pasquantino. He's the guy that you can't afford to have out of this lineup. You cannot afford to have him, his bat, his energy, his personality, everything about him. You cannot have that guy out of this lineup. He is such a difference maker for this organization in ways that only as fans you really understand the difference that Vinny Pasquantino makes for this team. Because the numbers wouldn't say he's doing things, that are outstanding, out of the ordinary, anything like that. But you just know his presence is different for this team. We need Vinny Pasquantino.
Well, and he's clearly infectious to the team, too. He's contagious. His energy, everything is contagious for the team. I don't know if the same could be said about Bobby Witt right now. I mean, I think you asked me off the air yesterday, like, what's a moment you remember from Bobby Witt? And I was like, offensively, there's not a lot that come to mind. I know defensively, I can think of a million this season of the Superman diving catches.
Right.
Phenomenal. None of us are saying he doesn't have one of the best gloves, not one of the best players in baseball. It's not what we're saying. No. I don't think that's the point here. I think the point is the energy and what he does for this team from a leadership standpoint and how he can help this team actually win baseball games. Right. And I think that's something that's lacking right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that's lacking, and you and I were talking about this yesterday, since Lugo signed that contract.
Jeez, man.
BBL stinky. I mean, since he signed that contract, he had a game against Toronto. They lost 4 2/3. Game against Minnesota. They lost 4 innings. Yesterday, they lost 4 innings. Gave up 7 runs, 6 earned yesterday. 7 runs, 7 earned the day before. Since he signed that contract, he has not been good. And I'm not saying they never should have signed him because I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
But it's interesting. As soon as he signed that contract, Seth Lugo has taken that roller coaster ride down to the bottom. He needs to start going back up as well and becoming that stopper that he was up until the last couple of starts. Everybody goes through rocky points, and I'm not ready to throw the bathwater out on Seth Lugo or anything like that. But these last couple of games have been very concerning from a pitching standpoint. Hasn't been able to get out of the 5th inning.
If there were 2 outs and the Royals were down 1 and there was a man on second, who would you want on base?
Say that again.
Royals are down 1. There's a man on second. The Royals are up to bat. 2 outs. Who do you want up to bat?
Garcia.
Okay. That's what I thought you'd say. Just wondering.
I love him.
I know you do.
I'm in love.
I'm
with
not
Michael
saying you're wrong
Garcia.
either. I don't know if that may be my answer too. I think that is telling.
Yeah, I think it is
that is your answer.
But he's so good. He is so good. He is so underrated. Michael Garcia is so good. Love watching that guy play. He had a down year last year, but the year prior he was really good too. Took a down step, talked to George Brett, fixed the swing. He's hitting 300.
Look at that.
And maybe we have the best left side of the infield, yes, in all of Major League Baseball. Coming up, we'll talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. We'll get his take on the podcast from last night, his take on the Chiefs. And if there's one player in the NFL that he's not buying, we'll tell you who that is next.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at QC Kinetics want to help you feel better. Yes, they do. And as we get older, we're not healing on our own anymore, right? And sometimes you get those aches in your knees and your back and all your joints, and you're thinking to yourself, I'll just go to sleep and it'll feel better tomorrow. And then you wake up and you're like, it doesn't feel better. I need help. That's why you got to call my friends over at QC Kinetics and schedule that free consultation with those medical pros. And at QC Kinetics, there are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done this sooner. So don't wait any longer. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair the damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. So grab those x-rays and MRIs and run on down to QC Kinetics for a free no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Grab the phone now and give them a call. Appointments available on Saturdays as well. 816-412-6299. Ask about their free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're shopping for an engagement ring, we want you to feel like a kid in a candy store. All of our diamonds are in stock, in-store and online, so you get to use your eyes, not your imagination. Come in and look at marquee-shaped diamonds right next to ovals and pears. As your friend and jeweler, you can trust you'll get your dream diamond at an everyday competitive price. We have the widest selection in-store and at shaneco.com, because a friend knows choosing a diamond is personal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and there's only one thing better than Surfside baseball, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonades plus vodka on the golf course. My game is struggling, but my drinking game is not. It is very successful. The golf game, everything's left, everything's right, everything's chunked, everything's missed, but nothing is missed when I have the Surfside cocktails in my hand, and you can enjoy them on the golf course when the weather is getting better. It's light, it's refreshing, and there's no better way to drink a cocktail than on the golf course when it's hot and you need that refreshing cocktail made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting those fairways, hopefully for me eventually, hopefully a lot for you, and cheers to Surfside, the original canned cocktail of the Kansas City Royals and Dusty Likens. Must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, eastbound I-70 between 23rd and Van Brunt, lanes are closed until 3 this afternoon. On the Kansas side, Highway 169, the exit to westbound Highway 9 is closed. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan, and it's all brought to you by The Landing in Liberty. And Ben, we're headed into week 2 of the NFL preseason. Everybody's excited except, well, for the Chiefs. They're not playing anybody in game 2 of the preseason because they're like, yeah, we got to go to Seattle. We're tired of traveling, so nobody's going to play in this one, and we'll see you for game 3. But, I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the start of the NFL season. What's caught your interest so far through the first week or so of preseason?
Yeah, so I love the overreaction, which you know is coming. Like, we know we've done this long enough, Bob. And it's great to be on with you again. But it's like the Shadur Sanders story is wonderful. Like, he played against a bunch of guys that will be doing DoorDash and played well. And then everyone's like, well, is he going to be the QB1? And then the Browns released the depth chart. He's still 4th on the depth chart. So that was a great story. Cam Ward, the number 1 pick of the Titans, announcing they have a top 5 wide receiver core. I enjoyed that. I thought that was pretty good. That's a solid story. And some of these holdout things have been pretty good. Jerry Jones, yet again, the gift that keeps giving. Jerry saying the quiet part out loud about how we're a 365-day-a-year soap opera, and that's what we are. It's like, yes, he's being transparent. You should respect Jerry Jones. He's telling you his intentions. Believe him. So those are a few stories that stand out. And, of course, I know I'm sure you guys have talked about this a bunch, and the famous podcast drop with Kelce and all. That's gotten a lot of attention. So it's been pretty good. I get some years are better than others. I think this has been a pretty solid exhibition season in terms of storylines and things to talk about. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it really has. And you mentioned the podcast from last night. And yeah, we've talked a lot about it already this morning. I every day I hear Travis and Taylor and I think about this and I'm just like, I still can't believe it's been 2+ years now and we're still living in this world where they are still the most important, powerful couple, not just in the United States, but in the world. I mean, we had Andy Reid on last week, a week ago for Travis Kelce Day, and he goes, well, now that the Queen's dead, she's the most important woman in the world, something to that extent. I'm like, I'm stunned by it. We've never seen anything like this, and we all sat there for 2 hours last night and watched every minute of the podcast.
Yeah, so I'm one of the few people that hasn't watched the whole thing. I've seen the highlights, I've seen the clips. I didn't have time because I was doing my show to get ready. I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, but it is wild. I did lose the bet, Bob. I'm one of the people. I said, well, they'll maybe make it through the season, but they're not going to still be together. No, the off season, they got to hang out together. There's no way. And they're still going strong. And if this keeps going, where this is headed. Imagine that wedding. Holy cannoli! What that will be like. Oh my goodness! If they have a public wedding, that'll be like, as you said, royalty, and they do the royal events. Oh my, people will blow their minds thinking about what that's going to be like, watching that and all the details. So if they keep going, that's where that's headed, I would assume.
You've been to Arrowhead for a football game last year for the Denver game. We all remember what that was like. What do you think it would be like if Taylor and Travis decided they were going to get married at Arrowhead and it was free admission, right? Like, what do you think that scene would be like?
Well, I loved Arrowhead. That was one of the coolest sports fans experience I've ever had. So I can only imagine that it wouldn't be big enough, though. Like, it's nice. I mean, you need something bigger. I don't know. What is the largest stadium you could possibly find? Like, there are so many fans of Taylor Swift, and obviously Travis has a lot of fans too, but she's got more. So, I mean, you could get 200,000 people. You get more than that. We want to. It's like they always talk about the Cubs when they won the World Series, the largest mass of humanity in the modern. Like, I don't think I'm embellishing by saying she's that famous. Like, everywhere I go in my travels, like this, everyone knows who she is. Like, that's in the modern world. In social media, we've got like 18 gazillion TikTok stars and Instagram stars, and I don't know who 99% of those people are, but the guys like me, we know Taylor Swift. People that are in that world know Taylor Swift, so it's just next level. So
Yeah, it really is, Ben. I mean, and then for all the TikTok stars, I don't care that I don't know any of them. I'm to that point in my life, I don't give a rip who any of these TikTok stars are, and I don't lose any sleep over it. My life is not worse because of it either, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Like, I know a few of them. You know, I've YouTube people. Like, I learned a couple years ago who Mr. Beast is, so I'm kind of cool that way. I know who Mr. Beast is, so I've reached that level. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot out there. It's you got to limit it a little bit. You know, it's like as I go to Costco, they only have 2 of each item. You know, two brands of ketchup, 2 brands of mayo. I'm good in that world. They limit it. I like that.
Talking with Ben Maller here on 96.5, The Fan. Of course, you can catch him overnights right here on Fox Sports Radio as well. And you'd mentioned Cam Ward, and people forget, and maybe people don't even know, he was the number 1 pick in the draft. I've never seen a number 1 pick coming into the NFL, especially at the quarterback position, with literally nobody talking about him. Like, Cam Ward's got to be loving this preseason.
Yeah, there's no like, hey, what's he going to look like? You know, how's he going to perform? Like, that's usually what that comes with, the number 1 pick. And my theory is that the people in the NFL know, like, he was a year ago was going to be like a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, and then he got bumped up because somebody had to be picked as a quarterback at number 1. It's like nobody's really expecting him to be that great. Which is actually, as you said, it's a blessing because the low expectations. If he comes out there and lights the world on fire, it's like, oh, yeah, why were we sleeping on Cam Ward? You know, what's going on with that? And it's not like, if you look at that division, the Titans division, it's not like there's an invincible mountain they can't climb in that division. Jacksonville's a middling team. Right? The Colts they have Daniel Jones and Richardson. And then the Texans are pretty good, but I'm still not completely in on them. So there's some opportunity there for the Titans and Cam Ward. I hope he's pretty good. I don't think he's going to be good, but I hope he's good, Bob, because he's got loose lips. He'll say stuff that other quarterbacks will not say, and that's good for us. So I hope he turns out to be pretty good, because from a content standpoint, like, sign me up for that. I'm in.
Yeah, and that's why I loved what Shedeur Sanders did the other night. You know, we kind of talked about him at the beginning, but I mean, what he did the other night is great for the NFL. It's great for the storylines. It's great for what Jerry Jones led us behind the closed door and talked about, the soap opera that goes on, you know, in the NFL. We've all talked about it. Hearing an owner say that is great as well. But also, Shedeur Sanders, the NFL's better if Shedeur Sanders is a starting quarterback in this league.
Yeah, and then you had the thing with the reporter where it's like, did he confront the reporter? The guy, the talk show guy's like, well, Tony Grassi said, well, I confronted him, and there's conflicting reports on what actually happened. I love that part of the story too with Shedeur Sanders, because I know back in the day, and I know you've dabbled in this world too, Bob, where you go into the locker room, and I had players who got into my face, and they were like, well, they always were the guys, I don't listen to sports radio. And I said, well, what do you care what I say? But my family does. You know, I would get that back in the day. So I'm still not sure exactly how that played out, but that was a nice part to it. So that was pretty good. And then, you know, we still have some other stories that could blow up here with Tyreek Hill in Miami. That's a tinderbox with the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be a hot mess in Miami. They don't listen to the coach, and Tua's hanging on by a thread. If they get rid of the coach, they're going to get rid of Tua. So that's interesting. And then you've got teams that are god awful, like the Saints, that have no chance. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there really is. And I think one of the other big things kind of for me that's going on is I'm leaning towards Denver being one of the better teams in the AFC this year. I'm not saying they're winning the division or anything like that, but it's fair to say and could kind of make the case Denver could be the 4th best AFC team this year.
Yeah, I think Denver, I look at Jim Harbaugh also as a regular season team. Now, I don't trust Herbert in the playoffs. He's had 2 playoff games. They've been a hot mess. But in the regular season, Jim Harbaugh's teams, you know, another year building the roster, building the offensive line, that's a pretty competitive AFC West, because Pete Carroll, the Raiders aren't going to be an embarrassment like they've been. Like the Raiders, I thought the Raiders were going to be better last year. Pete Carroll at least have the Raiders competitive. Like, they'll be average. And then right. I think the Broncos are pretty good. I'm still not all in on Bo Nix. He played much better than I thought last year. So Sean Payton appears to know what he's doing. He knew what he was doing in New Orleans. And so, Yeah, I think the AFC West is absolutely stacked. And the Chiefs, it's odd saying this because they got to the Super Bowl last year, but their offense was not particularly good for most of the season last year. So if they're better on offense this year, then that's the great equalizer. So it's the drama of the NFL.
All right, Ben, before we let you go, who's that team player maybe that you're looking at and going, I'm not buying this in the preseason right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that stand out about this. The one that I will throw out at the Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. There's been a lot of hype about him. You know, he played great last year. He didn't play that great in the first game this year, but there's a lot of buzz. The Vikings are going to be fine with J.J. McCarthy. I'm not there yet. I'm not completely sold on that. And I mean, they were able to win with Sam Darnold, which seems like you talk about impossible things. So you figure they should be able to win with McCarthy, but they're also at a position there in Minnesota where there's going to be some kind of fall off, right? They overachieved last year. And as we all know, watching these sports, typically when a team overachieves, the next year there's a regression to the mean. So I'm not in on that. I'm not completely sold on the Vikings with McCarthy.
Well, Ben, enjoy watching the second-place Dodgers, and we will talk to you again next week.
They suck, Bob. I don't want to talk about them. Dave Roberts doesn't care. Thank you.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fescoe and Dusty.
All right, it is One Word starring Mac Morey Jr. here on 96.5 The Fan.
Junior to who?
I don't know. It sounded good.
I do like that, yeah.
Yeah, so Dusty is off today. He got the opportunity to go down and play Augusta today. So how cool is that, right? So he took the day off. He's got a golf thing going on. He got the opportunity to go play Augusta.
That's incredible.
So he's going down there to do that, play a little bit down there where they take on the Masters. And it's cool to go down there. I guess this time of year it's not real crowded. It's kind of hot. So he had the opportunity to do that. So we let him go. He's playing Augusta today. He'll be back tomorrow. Yeah.
Don't know why he's coming back tomorrow, but I'm glad that he went there. You know, that's on him. One word. The Royals started down 5-0 in the first inning, came back. Man, they had tied 7-7, ended up losing that game 8-7. Estevez couldn't quite hold it down there in the ninth inning, them scoring that leading run to win the game. One word.
BBL stinky. BBL stinky. And that's the word that I'll use for that game yesterday because that was one of those days, man. It was moving day yesterday, right? You're right here. It's moving day. Are we going forward?
Yep.
Or are we going back?
Yep.
And they went back yesterday. And so now, with the off day today, the White Sox are coming in. Hopefully you get to the White Sox bullpen. No bullpen has blown more leads this year than the Chicago White Sox. I think they have 38 losses attributed to their bullpen not getting the job done. So now, you know, I said yesterday, take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. Well, now you got to sweep the Chicago White Sox. You can't afford to give these games back, right? You're not getting any movement in the standings, and you had an opportunity to get above 500. Give yourself a hair of breathing room, and you weren't able to do that yesterday. And it started right from the beginning. It was 5-0 before I even sat down. And I'm not kidding. By the time I got done doing stuff and whatnot, turned the game on, it was literally, I was watching the ball go over the fence. And then I texted Ryan Lefevre, and I said, you weren't that excited about that Nationals Grand Slam.
Yeah, I'd say missed opportunity. Yet again, it feels like they've gotten themselves in this position where you've said, you know, move forward one more step, and they're back.
Right.
And
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's kind of getting exhausting being sucked back into this. So I'm waiting for them to really kind of push through and get on a streak here.
Right. Yeah. They've got to do that. You got the White Sox now. Okay.
Let's go.
And then you've got the Rangers for 4 games. Okay. At home. They've blown a lot of games out. I think they're the second leading team in bullpen blown losses this year. So the White Sox and the Rangers are coming in. You got an opportunity late in the innings against these teams to knock their bullpens around. But you got to take care of business. And I keep saying that, and I sound like a broken record.
No, yeah.
But sitting a game below 500.
If you win 5 out of 7, 2 games above 500.
Right.
That's what it gives you.
Yep.
Win 5 out of 7. Would love to see that this next week for the Royals.
We're getting too late into the season, Mac, to give these things back.
Yeah. Exactly.
Losing to the Nationals, it's unacceptable.
us having this conversation with 80 or 90 games left is one thing.
Yeah.
Here we are a month or so later. It's the same conversation.
Right.
Taylor Swift, she was on New Heights yesterday.
I'm a fan of athletics and the sports.
She's a fan of athletics and the sports, man. You can tell she knows her football. One word on yesterday's episode.
Beautiful. That's the word I'll use. It was beautiful to watch that episode yesterday.
Yep.
To watch the love, the genuine love.
That was my word, love.
That they have for each other. It's unique.
It's great. It's amazing. You cannot fake that.
Wow. I mean, that's like a love that like
genuine.
You and Hannah have for each other.
Yeah,
right?
It's very genuine.
Yeah.
Yes. Rip on each other, but you smile at one another like you did the first time you saw them.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of my wife and I too.
Yes.
Like we give each other the business, but at the end of the day, like I found the
do
right
anything
person.
for that person.
You support them, you love them. And
root them on.
Yeah, they're two cheerleaders for each other.
They are.
I mean, that's so cool.
Love it.
And people probably think, why does Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce need cheerleaders? Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that person in their life that is their biggest fan.
100%. No, I always.
I have Billy Coons.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
No, I always just say love you to Hannah before I leave if she's just like still sleeping or whatever and
drooling, breath
exactly.
But
Yes.
right.
Yes,
but you do it. Yeah.
But I do. But today I bring that up today because it was just kind of an example of that for Hannah. She's her eyes are closed. Just you and Bob today. Yeah, just me and Bob. Do good. Love you. I was, just that little thing means a lot. It's very cool.
Yeah.
She knows. Hey, you're gonna be on the air more. Go kill it. You're awesome. Love you. That sort of thing. It's cool.
Yeah, young love is neat because old love. My wife puts on Facebook today. My entire world is in this car driving to school, and it's my two daughters. I'm like, the hell am I?
Hey, Bob's sitting here. What the hell?
I mean, come on.
That's an idiot.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking
that's
about.
Amazing.
I'm like, can you believe she did that? My entire world is in this car driving to school today, and I'm like, hello, McFly.
Chopped liver over there.
Yeah.
All right. One word, Bob. He said the quiet part out loud, did Jerry Jones yesterday, and you've said this for a minute. There's a little bit of the audio that gets a little wary. I'll translate when we get back here.
Oh, we got to translate Jerry Jones.
Translate
old man, yelling clouds.
There's too much noise going on at one part of the quote, but I'll translate.
Well, I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. The beautiful thing for networks or, if you will, streaming companies is that the NFL is a 365-day-a-year interest factor. A lot of programming, you have to spend as much to make it, to promote it, as you do to make it. The Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days a year. When it gets slow, I'll stir it up.
Please take your seats.
And so it's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players. But there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion. And if you will, there's controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention.
I just fell in love with Jerry Jones.
Damn it. I should have never played that.
Because he's right. I've been saying this for years.
Yep.
The soap opera off the field is better than the soap opera on the field. And when it gets slow, what does Jerry Jones do? Fights with Micah Parsons in public.
Yeah, Michael Parson.
Michael Parson, yeah, right, exactly. So this is all part of the plan.
This guy's very calculated. Yep, I said last week that I thought it was just, he's being old, he's forgetting things, there may be some of that there, but this guy's calculated. Everything he does is pretty calculated. There's a reason for it.
Yeah. And he gets it. He looks around, he reads the room and says, baseball's on a heater right now. All right, let me start a fight with my star player and get everybody talking about us. So,
Cowboys.
So the one word is genius, because Jerry Jones is a marketing genius. He sucks as a football guy. As a general manager, terrible, awful. Results speak. But what he doesn't suck at, and what he's probably the best of all time at in professional sports, other than maybe Bill Veeck, is marketing and being in the limelight and keeping your team relevant and keeping your fans on the edge of the seat like they've got a good product to root for every single year and to get everybody going back to that stadium and then go 9-8. And I mean, but that's what it's about. And that's how Jerry Jones kind of lives this thing. Now, deep down, does he want to win a Super Bowl? You bet he wants to win a Super Bowl. No question about it. But he loves the pizzazz, the star power, the ability to stir the pot. The man legitimately said it. When it gets slow, I stir it up.
That's when everybody take your seats. He was saying, when it gets slow, I stir it up. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, That was one of the best parts of that quote. One word on Odell Beckham Jr. wanting back in the NFL. Apparently teams are interested.
Yeah. Laughable.
Washed.
Yeah, like seriously. Yeah. I don't know, Carrington. I don't know. Beckham Jr.'s what? No, he is.
He is actually washed.
I mean, seriously, like if you're down that kind of road and you're thinking about Odell Beckham Jr., don't even play the season.
Rough. Yeah, exactly. If that's going to help you, then there's no point in playing.
Yeah, he's the guy in the NFL we just can't quit.
I don't know why. Yeah, he was fun. Well, he was breathtaking those first 4 seasons, but that was 10 years ago, and the last time he was relevant was that Rams-Bengals Super Bowl. What was that? 2021?
Yeah.
2020. Yeah, it's been 4 years, man.
It's been a while.
And 2 surgeries since. So, yeah.
He's done. And there's no reason to continue to, have that charade out there like Odell Beckham Jr. Like, somebody's going to sign him, and then that fan base is going to lose their minds and think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then Odell Beckham Jr. is going to do nothing.
Nothing.
He's too old to play in this league right now. His first 3, you said first 4, his first 3 years, I mean, that guy was on pace to be the greatest of all time, and then got injured. Yep. And that's what happens in sports.
Got hurt and chose money.
Yeah.
To be fair, he went to the Browns like he did.
Well, he got traded to the Browns.
That's true. You're right. He did get traded there.
He got traded to the Browns, but it was all over money.
And his dad got him out.
Yep, it was all about the money. And since he left the Giants, he hasn't been much of anything really in the NFL. So there it is. Injuries suck, and they end careers really, really fast. Coming up, we play the latest edition of Smash or Pass and give you the opportunity to win $50 from Booth Creek Wagyu. KC's best steaks now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. We give you an opportunity to win that next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, my friends over at Hy-Vee have so much coming up with the Labor Day holiday, with back to school. We're all busy, we're all frazzled, and we're all looking for ways to save money, right? Hy-Vee is here to help because Hy-Vee Market Grill is the best dining value in all of Kansas City, and they've got daily meal deals every single day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. every single day for $8 per person or less. You can treat the whole family to dinner. Smoked chicken on Monday, pork chops on Tuesday, cheeseburger and fries on Wednesday, and chicken enchiladas on Friday. And don't forget, today's the day. It is steak day over at Hy-Vee. You're going to get a perfectly seasoned steak, garlic mashed potatoes, and sweet corn for just $12. You can dine in or carry out breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as I do. So go see him today, only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's Gold, and Circa Millions and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week, 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread, lasts the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northbound I-35 is locked up tight from Johnson Drive past 635 to 69. The slowdown actually starts just north of West 87th. Southbound 35 is also very slow through the 635 interchange. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5, The Fan Traffic.
On 96.5, The Fan. Dusty is out today. He is playing golf. We got him on a Carnoustie over in Scotland, so he's taking the company jet over to Carnoustie. He's playing a round of golf. I think he left after the show yesterday. He's going to play a round over there, some media deal they got going on to promote golf overseas, and they wanted to do it with some Odyssey people to get the word out there, and so Dusty's the golfer. He got the opportunity to go, so he's playing Carnoustie today, probably finishing up already with the 6-7 hour time difference over there.
I know that I'm hard.
He's flying back, and then we'll be back tomorrow, which, again, dumb on his part to not take Thursday and Friday off, but, hey, you know, here we sit, and so he'll be back tomorrow, jet-lagged, I'm sure, after getting the opportunity to play a little bit of golf over at Carnoustie. It is time to do Smash or Pass, but before we do that, guys, we're going to give you an opportunity to win a $50 gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's best steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and All and 135th and Metcalf. When you hear this sounder...
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning, like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
All right, so when you hear that, be caller number 13 in honor of Taylor and Travis from last night. Be caller number 13 to 913-586-7965, and you will win that gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu when you're caller number 13. What do we have for Smash or Pass today, my friend?
Well, we got a few things in there. I put some new links in there, but let's start with that one at the top. This is an interesting photo from a visual perspective.
Yes.
But just let's talk about the food. Icing inside of the toaster strudel.
Well, I'm smashing that because I'm an icing guy.
You're a big icing guy.
Yeah.
This looks like melted icing though, and it looks all like it looks nice. It looks better than the sweet.
Oh, really? See, from your perspective, I would say that would make me throw up if I saw that picture.
Really?
Yeah. They basically took the toaster strudel, created like a pocket, opened it up, icing all inside with the red around the side with the icing in the middle. It looks like a big blob of icing in the center of this. See, I would think you would pass on that.
That's true. You're right. Maybe I should pass on that. It just looks good from the crispiness on the outside to the gooey sweetness from the icing, but you're right. That's probably too much icing for me, so you're probably right. I'd probably have to pass.
Yeah, you would pass, but I would smash that.
Yeah, you would smash that for sure. I think that picture again.
Yeah.
Very funny. Smash or pass, put this pasta up there. It looks like some what are those, twisty noodles?
Yeah, like not rigatoni, but twisty tonies.
Yeah, the twisty tonies,
Yeah.
and this looks like just some sausage in there.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
Like a red sauce with like sliced sausage and some pasta. It looks like it has a little bit of heat to it as well.
Yes, they got some
like
red
a
pepper.
Diablo pasta salad,
yeah.
thing, right? We'll get Jasper to make that one day for us.
I was about to say,
it's like corkscrew noodles with sliced sausage. They grilled the sausage, tossed it. It looks like it's almost in a barbecue sauce glaze on top of the pasta. And I've never barbecue sauced my pasta like this picture looks like it is, but it kind of looks like it's got a little stickiness to it,
Yeah,
you know?
like a little glaze almost, rather than like a sauce.
Yes.
It just looks juicy.
It looks really good. Yeah, it looks awesome.
It looks awesome. This could be like, you said barbecue sauce. Now I'm thinking I haven't tried this renowned Japanese barbecue sauce that you and Dusty always talk about.
The Japanese barbecue sauce is phenomenal. They got like 4 or 5 different flavors. Find it at Hy-Vee. It's right there, kind of by the soy sauces and stuff like that. You know, the Asian food section right there in your Hy-Vee, and it's easy to find, and it gives so much flavor to stuff, man. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it. Is it got a kick or is it just?
No, it's different flavors. They got a miso, they got a sweet, they got a regular, they got,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. Yeah, I have to give that a shot. All right, moving down the line here. I don't even know really what the first picture is. Let's go to the second picture of. These are Oreos covered, not just dusted, covered in Flamin' Hot Cheeto powder.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm going to pass on that. I'm not a big Cheeto guy with the residue that it leaves on the fingers and whatnot. And Oreos are really good by themselves.
They're
so
great.
I'm going to pass on that. I'm sure it tastes wonderful, but almost what it looks like is they took the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Doritos, whatever they are, took a rolling pin, beat the hell out of the bag, created this dust, dunked the Oreos into like an egg wash, then rolled them in the Flaming Hot Cheetos and fried them maybe.
Yeah, I think that. Yep, and then probably fried them. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think I'm gonna smash this. I'm gonna give this a shot because I just need to try it. I just need to see because this isn't a salt. This is a salty sweet, but this is like a hot, spicy, salty sweet thing that we're trying for. I don't know. My sister would love this. She's obsessed with Flamin' Hot Cheetos and she loves Oreos, so she would smash the hell out of this.
Okay. The other one is a peanut butter pickle sandwich.
Okay, that's what it is. That's what I thought it was. Yes, peanut butter pickle sandwich. What do you think?
I'm guessing no.
Absolutely
I'm not pregnant.
No. Yeah, this is disgusting. And I've heard that people actually like this.
Yeah.
I don't get this. I'm not a pickle guy either. I don't know about you. But
I am. Certain kinds of pickles from like Katz's Deli in New York. I like half sour pickles. You know, I'll eat pickles, but if you give me like a half sour, phenomenal. I love that kind of pickle. You know, just a regular pickle sandwich with peanut butter, I'm out on.
No.
Yeah.
See, I would probably like what you just said. I like pickles by themselves, but if you add like on my burger, on my sandwich, nope. Don't want no pickles.
Okay.
All the time. I don't know why. It's always been that way. And I know what your answer is on this.
Not a chance.
Biscuits and gravy lollipop.
Okay, you got to explain this one because it's quite the production, I will say.
Yeah.
And it's really thought creative, you know, like they did a really good job of coming up with this, but it's not my thing. I'm not going to eat it.
So they get the biscuit on the lollipop and put it on sausage, but before that, inside the biscuit is what looks to be meat and eggs wrapped under the biscuit, and then they dip it in the gravy, all on a lollipop.
Yeah, all on like a stick.
All on the little stick that you have lollipops on.
Right.
Yeah.
So what they did is they took raw sausage, shoved the tongue depressor in it.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
Wrapped it in the biscuit, baked it, I guess, cooked it all up. And they're using it as a dipping thing. I mean, it's a great idea.
It's a great
it really
idea.
is.
Me and Dusty would be all over this.
Yeah, B-Dub would be loving this. He's like,
really?
They need to serve that at Quick Trip, man.
Oh, yeah. I saw that he was really excited about that.
I like B-Dub be all over this. Biscuits and gravy. Lollipops, you're telling me? I'm in.
So I saw that he smashed that.
Yeah, he would smash this, too. And this looks really good. I'm just not a biscuits and gravy guy.
You're not a biscuits and gravy guy, which you never told me the first time we really hung out. We went out to breakfast to kind of get to know each other.
Yeah.
I'm destroying biscuits and gravy right in front of you. Little I know you're probably judging the hell out of me, but it's what it is.
No, it's fine.
From the text line, 816 said, absolutely smash the PB and pickle.
Okay. I'm sure some people love that combination.
Yeah.
Right? It's not out there because people hate it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Well, don't make matter of taste, matter of fact. So.
Yeah.
Bob, serious question. Does Kansas not have school buses? Why do all these parents drop their kids off?
Well, because they charge for school buses.
Yep. Hannah didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's different to different states, right?
Yeah,
some states don't, some
or
states do.
Districts,
different districts even, yeah.
So, yeah, they charge. So, yeah, people like the biscuit,
People
right?
like the biscuit, absolutely.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
All right, be caller number 13 to 913-586-7965, and you will win that gift card to Booth Creek Wagyu. You want to get that now, so dial 913-586-7965. Caller number 13 will win that prize. Coming up, the biggest challenge for the Chiefs. We'll tell you what it is, and you're going to say, that's awesome. Next.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
I was just talking to my guy Jake over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control this morning and saying, hey, I got to set up my fall seeding. And he goes, yeah, we'll start fall seeding at the end of August. He goes, in fact, why I got you right now, we're exchanging emails back and forth. He goes, we're going to come out a little bit later on this week or next week and start putting some weed prevention down and getting you really set up for fall. And that's what I love most about Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Whether it's the mosquito dome that was put over our house or if it's the lawn service, I can just email the guys and they send me a response right back. They're awesome. Immediately, I get a response from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control when I have any sorts of questions as to what's going on. And that's one of the big reasons why I trust them with my lawn, because their customer service is awesome. And every single person that I've come in contact with at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has been exceptional. I love when the guys come out to the house. And right now, we're getting ready to get into that fall seeding time, right? And fall is the best time to seed your lawn. Aspen's professional seeding fills in the bare spots, strengthens the weak areas, reduces the weeds, and sets the stage for a lush green lawn by spring. It's one of the most important things you can do for your lawn all year long. And right now, Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to get you 10% off for that fall seeding, but only for a limited time. Just mention this ad, and you'll get that 10% off. Visit Aspen Lawn and Pest Control today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
It's time to have the best steak of your life. Booth Creek Wagyu. KC's premier Wagyu meat market is changing the way America eats beef. And now you can join the Wagyu revolution at 2 KC locations, 135th and Metcalf and at 95th in Knoll. Whether you're looking to wow your family at a tailgate or sear the best steaks ever on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. You won't regret it. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations. Open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Say goodbye to dealerships and private sale tire kickers when you sell your car to GiveMeTheVin.com. Now we're even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com Big Cash Giveaway. Win $25,000 in cash every month. Sell us your car to increase your odds of winning. No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Your home is more than just another listing. It's your life's work. Dawn and the Sharp Homes team treat every property as their own, employing innovative marketing strategies and providing personal attention that transforms for sale signs into sold celebrations. The Sharp Homes team can also give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Then contact the only agent I would trust to sell my home. Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Google Sharp Homes team. That's Sharp Homes team today.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Macy's One Day Sale is the one sale you can't miss because it's our best prices of the month, like jeweled women's sandals for $19.99 and under, 60% off premium bedding from Charter Club, and over half off Alfani 3-piece suits. Half off. Plus, it's Star Money Bonus Days, when Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster. Not a member yet? Join for free and earn $10 in Star Money for every 100 you spend. Tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Arvest Bank, believing in the power of serving others.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northbound I-35 is locked up tight from Johnson Drive past 635 to 69. The slowdown actually starts just north of West 87th. Southbound 35 is also very slow through the 635 interchange. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
At it here. It is Bob and Mac today. Dusty is off for the day. He is playing golf. He got the opportunity to play Winged Foot, the East course, and so we said, yeah, absolutely. I got to take a day off, but when am I ever going to get the opportunity to play Winged Foot, the East course? I'm like, you go, man.
You have to do it, man.
He's going to play a little golf this morning, fly back, and he'll be back for the show on Friday. I'm anxious to hear how Winged Foot, the East course, really was for Dusty, but that's really cool, man. You're a golfer. You get the opportunity to play some of these cool courses, and, today we just got a thing. This is Dusty's 10-year anniversary at the station, right? So congratulations.
There you go. What
on
a
that.
present.
And so what a present. We let him go play golf. Yeah, nice. To the Winged Foot East course today. So excited to hear how he played, what he thought of it when he gets back. We were talking about the bus service, and somebody asked, why do they charge in Kansas? And it's like $250 for the year. And somebody from the 785 is like, yeah, I got to pay $250 for the year for the kid to take the bus 2 miles. Hey, if you were 2.1 miles away, it would be free. I think that's the radius that they use is like 2 miles. And so if you're a little bit further out, they give you that opportunity. Then the 816. And that's why Kansas is the worst state. WORSE, the worst state.
It's the worst state, man. Awesome.
So good.
It's great. I mean, it couldn't be better. It couldn't be more perfect. We did not write that up.
No.
That is beautiful. Thanks for listening.
Yep, appreciate it. And that's why Kansas is the worst.
The worst state.
Worse. Worse than what?
Hey, it's worse than what? That's why the Chiefs are the worst team. Worse than who?
Worse than who? Exactly.
No one.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're better than everyone.
Better than everybody are your Kansas City Chiefs. All right, so the biggest challenge for the Chiefs, and CBS Sports did a pretty good job of kind of going through and putting out the biggest challenge for every single team in the AFC to basically make the playoffs, right? What's going to be the thing that kind of holds them back? And you start to look at some of these over the article, and it's like things on the field, right? Somebody's run game, somebody's passing game, somebody's weapons, somebody's offensive line, that kind of stuff. And then you get to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they say their biggest challenge, what the biggest challenge is for every team in the AFC, you get to the Kansas City Chiefs, and their biggest challenge is staying healthy.
Yeah. That's it. It's not an actual position group or lack of coaching skill or quarterback prowess. No, it's just injuries, just health.
And so here's
which can be said for every team, by the way.
Absolutely. But that gets you to the point of they're really looking for something right now with the Chiefs, right?
Yep.
Like you start to look at some of the other teams that made this list in the AFC, the Broncos. They talk about where's their run game, right? Everybody's in love with the Denver Broncos. Where's their run game? Who's running the football for Denver? Actually, who's catching the football for Denver?
That's where I'm at.
I mean, say what we want about Bo Nix and the love affair. Who are their skill position players in Denver?
I keep waiting to hear. I'm not getting excited. I'm not even really excited about Cortland Sutton, but Devon Vele, I don't even know these Mims. Like, they don't have guys there. They do not. It's going to be Bo Nix having to make plays, and I don't know if that's in him.
Yeah, we'll see. And they're going to ride that defense. I mean, it's going to be like Peyton Manning's last year, where the offense couldn't do a dang thing, and the Chiefs basically ended Peyton Manning's career. The defense carried them to that Super Bowl. We've got to go out there and find a way to just neutralize that defense and not make them a factor when we play against them. Because I don't think their offense, if we're at our level, I don't think their offense can go toe-to-toe with us from an offensive standpoint, obviously. So we've got to find a way to neutralize that defense in Denver. The Chargers, they talk about the offensive line being their biggest weakness, right? The offensive line. And it's getting worse by the day, I think, out in L.A.
Oh, it is. I mean, they don't have Mekhi Becton. We already know Rashawn Slater's out for the season, which, by the way, that's a whole we talked about the dominoes in the old offensive line, right? You move one piece, now everyone else is moving. Now all these strengths aren't strengths anymore. Do they become weaknesses? We don't know. But Joe Alt, he's that left tackle. We believe in Joe Alt. He'll be great at the left side. He's just going to be a stud no matter where he sits. But is there going to have a stud at the right side now?
Yeah, right.
Taking over for Joe Alt. Everything gets shifted now. And another thing about this article, I believe, I don't have it right in front of me, Bob, but I read it yesterday, obviously. It's like O-line. They said Chargers O-line now, all of a sudden or something like that is their words in the article because of these latest injuries. So that means they had other weaknesses there written up, ready to go for the Chargers. It's just now offensive line. There are other weaknesses on this team. This team is not ready. I had a friend say, it's a year away. I don't think they're necessarily a year away. This is some really good roster building from being a contender.
I mean, I think they've got work to do. I think, except for the Colin Cowers of the world, which, by the way, that guy's making his living every day running down the Chiefs. Did it again yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
And I just quote tweeted, I go, you say this every day.
Yeah, do you got other content? Or
I mean, the Chiefs are just the content that keeps on giving all year long, and when you don't have anything to say nice about them, rip them, because, you'll get some buzz out of them.
And what happens when they're 2-0? The first 2 weeks beating the Chargers in Brazil and beating the Eagles.
A lot of people should quit their jobs as national sports analysts because they're stupid. So the Bengals, they talk about the Raiders' defensive back. The Bengals, they talk about the defense being the biggest weakness. Again, the biggest weakness for the Chiefs is keeping their positional players healthy. The biggest weakness for the Bengals is their entire defense.
Exactly, the entire defense, not just secondary, the whole unit. And they're like, they got to get Trey Hendrickson back and Shamar Stewart. It's like, and the defense was bad with Trey Hendrickson last season.
Yeah.
And Shamar Stewart was widely talked about as being a not great first-round pick. He was not valued as a first-round pick. They picked him in the middle of the first round. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, and then to kind of wrap it up, the Ravens, they talk about the secondary, a lot of turnover in the Ravens secondary, the Bills secondary once again, and then you have the Houston Texans with their offensive line. And I think because they traded Laramie Tunsil, that is a low-hanging fruit one. Like, it's an easy one to say, the offensive line. But I think you have to kind of talk about it till you see if this offensive line down in Houston is going to give C.J. Stroud the opportunity to take that next step in year 3. Because for me, when you got a quarterback like that, they found their quarterback in Houston. I am convinced of that. But why the hell are you trading offensive linemen off your team that are good, that can protect him? But they all said the same thing when we traded Tyreek Hill.
It's true. It's exactly right. It's not It's not a left tackle. Those are harder to find than a Tyreek Hill. But, but I'm with you. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. D'Amico Ryans and all those guys, I trust them. And frankly, another weakness that could have been mentioned for the Texans, like you've got Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon as your running backs. Talk about injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about trying to keep them healthy for a whole season. That's something. The Ravens, what I took away is the fact that they said the secondary is their weakness. And when I've talked about them, I've talked about their secondary being good. This is a scary team, guys. I've been telling you, this is the best roster in the AFC. That doesn't mean they win. The best roster in the NFL most of the time doesn't win. I don't think the Chiefs have ever had the best roster in this era.
19 maybe?
Maybe, but that defense had just gotten there.
Yeah.
They were good. They were good. I don't know if they were the best roster. They would have been. That would have been their best chance of being the best roster.
Is that the best team, though, of this?
That or 22.
Okay.
Because I think Mahomes was that much better in 22. Just he was that much more mature. He understood the game more. But, yeah, when I look at the Ravens and they list the secondary as their defense, and I get it, they have had turnover, but all those guys are good. All those guys are really good, and they've kept their two best players in Hamilton and Humphrey, and they added Malachi Starks in the first round.
They're all going to be good on defense in Baltimore. That's just
the way it
just
is.
What it is.
Yep.
Like, this isn't an anomaly anymore. This is going on. Well, they won that Super Bowl like 2000, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking 25 years. That's pretty remarkable.
It is. And then when they won that Super Bowl with Flacco, the defense was incredible.
The defense was incredible. And here we sit, 13 years later now.
Defense is great.
And their defense is still really awesome and incredible and unbelievable. And so they've got to figure out the next way to take that next step. That's why for me, I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here for a second, and that's okay because I think both can be true. Like when we talk about hot seats for coaches, we talk about Mike McDaniel because he stinks right now, and that thing is ready to explode down in Miami. As Ben Maller talked about, he can't wait to see what's going to happen. And I'm with him. I can't wait to watch that thing go up in flames because Tyreek Hill will go down.
Oh, yeah.
With all of them, right?
Drama. It's going to be great,
It's going to be fantastic.
We love
watching this thing from afar.
Yes.
But when we talk about coaches that should be on the hot seat, Sean McDermott has to be up there. And John Harbaugh maybe a little bit as well.
I agree.
I'm not going to fire John Harbaugh because I do think he's won a Super Bowl.
He's elite.
But it's been 13 years where they've been this close every year, right?
Yeah, and you've got a generational talent at quarterback. And you've had other pieces around. We just talked about the defense has been there. And it seems like every year it's not – yes, Lamar's made mistakes, but also it's like – hey, why'd they run the ball 7 times when they were the best running team and they ran the ball more than anyone else for 20 weeks? Why'd they just abandon that in the most important situation of their season? It's like every year we kind of have that conversation. It's kind of coaching, right? Your identity and staying true to that is coaching.
So who should be on the hot seat more? A guy like Sean McDermott or a guy like Brian Daboll? Because for me, I think Sean McDermott's seat should be a lot hotter than Brian Daboll's.
Agreed.
And the reason I say that is if you fire Brian Daboll after this season – and then bring in a new coach and a new offensive coordinator for the rookie Jackson Dart, who just spent a year learning.
Exactly.
You have really stunted that dude's growth. I think Brian Daboll's fine with the Giants. I don't think he's getting fired.
Yeah, I agree. And not to mention, he was part of that decision to get Dart. Another head coach. I don't care about this Jackson Dart guy.
Right.
I didn't like him at Ole Miss. Brian Daboll obviously liked him. He wanted them to pick him, and he wants to help him be the future of the franchise. Real quick before we get out of here from the 620. I can't wait for everyone to rage watch The Kingdom tonight. Yes, comes out tonight.
Yes.
On Disney Plus and on ESPN at 8 o'clock, the first 2 episodes. Bob and I have raved about it ever since we watched it 2 days ago. It's incredible. You'll all love it.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up on the other side. We're not going to give anything away,
no.
But we're going to tell you why you need to watch The Kingdom tonight on ESPN. And another reason why a new stadium for the Chiefs makes all the sense in the world. We'll explain why next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, if you're waking up this morning and you're looking at yourself in the mirror going, oh, man, my knee hurts, my back, I just don't know what to do anymore. When I was young, this stuff used to just heal by itself. Now, I dread walking up the stairs or even just doing the normal everyday activities of hanging out with the kids or playing pickleball or golf or whatever it is. You're starting to get worn down. You need a solution. Nothing is working right now. But I may have the answer for you. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turn their lives around with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair that damaged joint tissue. Natural natural cellular therapies. No scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. So grab your x-rays and MRIs and head to QC Kinetics for a free no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Grab the phone and give them a call. Appointments are available on Saturday, 816-412-6299, and ask about that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone.
You want to see the ring? Here, I have a picture.
Wow, look at you.
I know, right? Went to Hellsberg and customized the whole thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, I showed them all our inspiration photos, picked the setting, the diamond. It's actually pretty fun. Now for the real hard part, asking her.
Well, congrats, buddy. The ring looks awesome.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Well, you know, football season is going to be just around the corner, and baseball season is in full swing towards the race for the postseason, and you can go yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. Underdog is one of the fastest-growing sports games apps, and you can now play right now, today, in the state of Missouri. Their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. I love playing on the Underdog app because I can make selections from multiple sports. That's why this time of the year is great. Preseason football tonight, Major League Baseball tonight. Get a selection from football, selection from baseball, combine them into one entry, and let's see what happens. And to play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. And you can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and more. And once that entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app now, sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit with promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Kansas City. And our more than 30 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Allstate knows your home means everything to you, and you'll do anything to protect it. But not just with any protection. You want insurance that'll be there for you and your family when you need it most. And that's what Allstate's been doing for over 60 years. So check Allstate first for home insurance you can rely on. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
I-35 has relieved itself somewhat out of Overland Park, and 169 is also lighter, headed south out of downtown. Still some slow traffic, but not quite as bad as it was. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Did he just say I-35 was relieving itself? I just want to win, Jen. I know that I'm hard. Back in on Fescoe and Dusty here on 96.5 The Fan. Dusty is off today. He's down in Tulsa at Southern Hills Country Club, getting the opportunity to play one of the great courses in the Midwest. They presented that opportunity to him. He's like, dude, I got an opportunity to play Southern Hills down in Tulsa. Can I go? I'm like, take the day off, man. I'll be back on Friday. Take Friday off. He's like, nah, I'll be back on Friday. It's not a far drive, 3.5 hours down to Tulsa. You go down there and play Southern Hills and have the opportunity to play a course that Tiger Woods has played. Tom Watson has played that course. Such a legendary course down there in Tulsa that's done so much. So he had the opportunity to go play that course down in Tulsa. Southern Hills, we'll hear all about it tomorrow, I'm sure. I'm very excited to see how he plays at one of those great courses because it's a good opportunity for Dusty. I'm sure many people who golf have never played a course like Southern Hills down in Tulsa. He got the opportunity to do that, and I told him life's about opportunities, man. Go take advantage of that. And so that's where he is today. He will be back tomorrow here on 96.5 The Fan on what we call Fescoe and Dusty. We've talked a lot about the stadiums, right? Everybody's talked a lot about it, and I was talking to Jeff from over at Heartland Men's Health the other day, and he said to me, he goes, God, I love the stadium talk. I could listen to that kind of conversation all day, and I think that's where most people are. I get asked about the stadiums more than I get asked about anything, right? And that's what people want to know. Where are these teams going to end up? And as we told you, it looks like 119th and Knoll is looking really good for the Royals to end up there and whatnot. We talked about that a couple of days ago with I's dotted and T's crossed, and them coming to a deal with Occidental or the people who own the land that are related to the Royals or however they're phrasing that these days. And so the next question kind of becomes, what are the Chiefs going to do? Get asked that all the time. The Chiefs can renovate in Missouri, right, at Arrowhead Stadium, or they can build new across the state line in Kansas. And so that always becomes kind of a topic of conversation, and everybody's got their opinions on what they should do. You said something at the beginning of the show today, Mac, that I want you to repeat for everybody. And you said to me, you go, I've been with you over a year now, and I've realized that sports is a what?
It's a business.
It's a business. It's a business first.
Yep.
It is a business second. It is a business third, right? These guys are all about making those Benjamins, right? And so yesterday, the listing of NFL franchise values came out, right? And you would think with where the Chiefs have been, the successes that they had, everything that they've done over the last 10 years, they'd be one of the top valued franchises in the NFL, right? You would think that, right?
Yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The Chiefs are 16th, literally the middle of the pack.
Crazy.
In the NFL. No team has been more successful on the field. Quite honestly, no team has been more successful off the field.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So you
with
got
this Taylor Swift stuff.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
I mean, they're getting Taylor Swift love. They're getting Hallmark love. They're getting ESPN love. They're getting, whatever love from everybody, and they're still only the 16th most valued franchise in the NFL. Up 2 spots from last year.
Yeah, that's it. 2 spots.
Now, their franchise value has increased 20% year to date. The Giants in 1 year franchise value has increased 34%, and they were one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Wow.
And a lot of that has to do, obviously, with the market that you're in. The New York market obviously is worth more than Kansas City, Green Bay, places like that. But you start looking at the franchises that are valued and at the top end of the spectrum. The Dallas Cowboys are the number 1 most valued franchise in the NFL at $12.8 billion. The Dallas Cowboys have been a mid to below mid franchise for the last 30 years on the field. But where they make their money, where they grow their franchise, the branding, the stadium, the star, all of that kind of stuff that they have down in Dallas, they've done an amazing job. That's why Jerry Jones doesn't care about the product that's on the field. He's sitting on a franchise that's valued at almost $13 billion. The Rams number 2, Giants number 3, Patriots number 4, San Francisco number 5. What do all of those teams have in common with the exception of the Rams? They all missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's true.
And the Rams would not be number 2 if they were still in St. Louis. They would be way down that list.
Way down.
Stadium, Los Angeles market, all of that.
And would the Patriots be up there if it weren't for the 20-year run? I mean, I think
no,
it'd be
probably
high,
not.
But,
probably not.
But I think a 20-year dynastic run is going to help elevate your value.
Absolutely. And so San Francisco, Philly, Miami, the Jets, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Bears, the Texans, the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Broncos, all ranked ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you start to look at the division for the Chiefs, we mentioned Oakland, we mentioned Denver, and where are the San Diego Chargers on this list? They're 21. They're the only team in the division that's worth less than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and they've been to 5 Super Bowls in the last 7 years and won 3 of them. And yet, as a franchise, they're valued at $6.5 billion, 16th in the league. What I'm getting at here is to grow the value of that franchise, to continue to make this a franchise that is one of the premier in the NFL, this tells me it is time to talk about that new Dome Stadium. And that's the route that the organization should go, because you can do so much more, you can grow your revenues, and you can have unbelievable things. Now, there are conversations going on both sides of the state line, right? You can renovate and it's less money, obviously, or you can build new and it's going to cost more. But when you build new and it costs more, there's been some conversations out there that I've heard from some people in the know. The Chiefs are in discussions with school districts on the Kansas side of the state line to build their practice facility in conjunction with those school districts.
Damn.
And I was told, like, if you're a high school student and the Chiefs end up doing this and they build it, say, in conjunction with the Olathe School District, the kids who are interested in physical training and medical training.
Wow. Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this.
It's incredible.
Their coursework is going to be taping the ankles of the Chiefs. Woo! Like, that's the kind of conversations that are taking place on the Kansas side of the state line.
That would be incredible.
How awesome would that be?
I would love that. Yes, the education would be, that value is that in and of itself is worth it to me. Getting those high school kids that sort of experience, that's amazing. That is incredible.
Now, again, those are conversations. I'm not saying any of that's happening. Don't put words into my mouth. Those are some of the conversations that are happening. But that's what Dallas does with the Star, right? That's what Minneapolis and Minnesota does with their practice facility. They've turned it into a huge high school stadium, relationships with the high schools and all that kind of stuff, to grow their brand, but also to help out the high schools and to give them a facility and an opportunity to do some stuff that they wouldn't do. You build a new stadium, you put a dome on top of it, you start bringing in all of these events that we want, the Super Bowl, the Final Four, Taylor Swift's residency, all that kind of stuff. That's how that franchise value grows with the Chiefs. The Chiefs have done, and Mark Donovan has done an amazing job over these last couple of years of realizing the opportunities that they have and exploiting them. The next opportunity that they have is really to finish that and build that new Dome Stadium and give this organization the palace they deserve.
Got a pretty awesome palace right now. That's why it's tough. And there are pros and cons. I think the value of the franchise ascending would be awesome for the Chiefs and for Donovan. I don't know how awesome it would be for me.
No,
and the
you
rest
don't
of the
care.
fans.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I think they do.
I know, and they should. That makes sense. But part of what makes Kansas City and the Chiefs so awesome is the stadium, is the atmosphere, and is the weather factor. And getting rid of that with a dome would suck. And it would make, I think the Bills, we're going to see it. It's going to be sad not this season, but it's the last season in Orchard Park. I think next season they're going to lose one of their biggest advantages. And I think the Bills Mafia, it's going to be tamed down. And I think that could happen to Chiefs Kingdom really, really easily.
No doubt, 100%, million% that could potentially happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're still the same fans going into the stadium, you know.
I get it.
And you know, the Chiefs did that survey, 6 months ago now or whatever it was, and the 3 things that people came back with is they wanted a loud stadium, they wanted tailgating, and they wanted plenty of parking. And that was it. And the Chiefs are very respectful of that. That's the thing with this process that both of these teams, and we're totally off on a tangent right now, have taken into consideration. And I think the Chiefs have done a great job at this. And I will give Mark Donovan and the Hunt family a ton of credit for the way that they've kind of rolled this thing out and talked about what the fans want, right? They went to the fans, and it was a 30-minute survey, but we all sat there and we all took the survey, and it all came back as we want it loud, we want parking, and we want tailgating. That was all the fans wanted if they decided to build a new stadium. And so they take that very seriously, right? The Hunt family takes that very seriously. And if they end up building a new stadium in Kansas, you know it's going to be geared to making that place the loudest that it can possibly be. And to have that atmosphere that we have right now, because they do take that to heart. That is something that is factoring in their line of thinking of, what do we want to do? How will this affect the way that our fans are right now? Will it make it less of a home field environment? Like, they're considering everything. And that's why it's taking, I think, much longer for the Chiefs to kind of go through this process, because there really is a lot to consider. With the Royals, it's just time. There's not a lot of history, really, quite frankly, and a lot of great moments inside Kauffman Stadium, as there are at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yes, at Arrowhead.
And they're all recent memories at Arrowhead Stadium, but there are memories right now. And so there's a lot of push and pull for that. And look, I mean, Clark's dad built that place. That's his childhood home. So there's a lot of that's going on right now. But when you talk about values of the franchises, and if you're Clark Hunt and you look at that and you go, man, we're 16th in the NFL, we're calling ourselves the world's team, which they are.
They are.
And they're only the 16th most valuable team in the NFL. That's got to change.
Yeah, that doesn't sit right with them, and it shouldn't. Yeah, with all the success, all being the America's team, the world's team, all of these things, right? Getting every international game, getting every primetime game, doing all of the work and some of the cons that come with that title, and not reaping a lot of the benefits that should come with it too. Yeah, that would build frustration. I understand that.
Why are the Dallas Cowboys worth twice as much as the Chiefs?
It's crazy.
I know it's Dallas to Kansas City, but that's so what? Based on what's going on the field and off the field, there is no more dynamic NFL team than the Kansas City Chiefs.
We got a text that the Bills aren't building a dome stadium. Yeah, it's a canopy thing. It's going to cover most of the stadium. It'll stop any of the weather, any of the precipitation games that we love in Buffalo, any of the snow. All that's gone.
Yeah, go look at that weird roof.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Shield, cover, I don't know how to explain what that is, but it's basically a roof without having a roof. The fans are going to be covered, but the field will still be open.
Is what they say. Yep.
And I think they kind of got tired of shoveling the stadium and doing all that kind of stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's the franchise valuations are always awesome to kind of look at and see who's some of the top teams worth in the NFL. Shockingly, Cincinnati is the last team in the NFL. But the Chiefs are valued at $6.53 billion at 16. The Cincinnati Bengals are at $5.5 billion. It's only $1 billion less.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are only worth $1 billion more than the least valuable franchise in the NFL. I don't know how that makes sense.
Which is crazy because the disparity is far. It's 16 spots with them and the Bengals, and then it's 16 spots between them and the Cowboys. $1 billion between them and the Bengals, $6 billion between them and the Cowboys. The disparity at that top grows quite a bit.
Big time. Really big time. All right, as we move along here on 96.5, The Fan, Peyton Manning spoke yesterday about Jaylen Hurts, and he was talking with Chris Collinsworth on the podcast, and this is what he had to say about Jaylen Hurts. He says, he's played so well in both of the Super Bowls, but I like the way he goes about it. He calls me a lot and asks me a lot of questions. Think about that for a second.
I like that.
That's great life advice for everybody who's young in their career. Call somebody who was successful. Pick their brain. Ask them about things. Find out why. Jaylen Hurts is picking up the phone and calling Peyton Manning to ask questions. If you're an Eagles fan, how excited are you to hear that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, how excited are you as an Eagle fan to hear that? And he goes on to say, does Peyton, they actually run a lot of plays that we used to run. Sirianni to Frank Reich to Tom Moore, sort of that chain. And he calls me with very specific questions about certain plays. So he's a student of the game. Here's another example. He squats 600 pounds so he can run over guys and he can throw it a mile. But his appreciation of the cerebral part of the game is what is impressive to me and how he's taken his game to the next level. And I think the sky's the limit for that guy. Collinsworth then says, have you ever met a more intense, serious human being than Jaylen? Manning says no, and Collinsworth says, it's almost intimidating when you're in the room with him. Now, I will say that's kind of caught in the moment they've both been around Patrick.
Yeah, come on. Mahomes is a different level.
Yeah. So Peyton Manning says that about Jaylen Hurts. I'm a Jaylen Hurts fan. I'm a Jaylen Hurts probably apologist at this point in time. Seeing Peyton Manning say that, does that change your opinion about Jaylen Hurts?
It doesn't change my opinion of him right now, of what I think of him, but it changes my opinion on what he could be. I love Jaylen Hurts as a guy and as an athlete and just as a competitor. Like, he's got all the things you'd want in a quarterback, from a personality standpoint to a leadership standpoint and obviously to a work ethic standpoint. That's what this tells you. And I think I've talked about this a few times on this show, but I think it goes forgotten quite often is these guys get better. These refs get better. These coaches get better. These players are constantly trying to get better. And Jaylen Hurts is, I think, 20. He's my age. I think he's 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's an age where you're still getting better and you're still learning a lot of things in your craft and you're refining what you do. He's young.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm staying open to the fact that he can get better at the things that I don't think he's good at yet, like being a passer, like being in a pass-first offense, like having to take the team on your back from a air raid standpoint. I don't think he has the ability to do, but I think if he's calling Peyton Manning every day and asking questions and wanting to learn, he knows that he's not there yet, and that makes me fearful. Because if he is able to get there, he will be the best quarterback on the planet.
Yeah, he has that opportunity to do so. Now, I think what I like about those comments by him, it reminds me of Mahomes a little bit, is that the appreciation of the cerebral part of the game. I mean, Patrick loves that part of the game, right? He loves learning and, putting all this kind of stuff into play and using his brain. I do think Patrick has a photographic memory. I've compared him and Bill Self over the years. Very similar people, right? They're chameleons. They can relate to anybody. They can blend into any situation. They remember everything. They don't forget a damn thing. They're smartest human beings in the world, and then they act like they're the all shucks guy, right?
Yeah,
they're the exact same person. Bill Self has a photographic memory, and so does Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, you can ask about anything, and he recalls that play like it's nobody's business. That's the cerebral part of the game. That's the part of the game that when you're a professional athlete, and it doesn't matter what sport you're in, that's the part of the game that you have to work at when you're done being the best athlete in the room, right? Because once you get to the professional level, you are no longer the best athlete out there and can just out-athlete anybody. The players that put in the work in the classroom off the field are the ones that succeed on the field. Do your homework, get good test scores. Do your homework, perform well on Sunday. Do your homework, perform well in your job. It's just the way that life works itself out, right? When you put in the work behind the scenes, the work that you show everybody seems so easy. And then we say, man, those guys make it look easy. You know why they make it look easy? Because they busted their ass in the classroom for 27 hours a day.
Yes, exactly. Every waking moment, they were working, they were thinking, they were trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to get myself ahead of this competition? And that's what Jaylen Hurts is doing. And that the fact that he's already reached the mountaintop, made a Super Bowl twice, I know that he has the clutch gene. I've got to see more from him in other instances of the game. I'm going to wait till I change any of my rankings in that way, but I love to see him work this way. I do think part of the reason that I get frustrated is the end there with, have you ever seen it more intense, serious human than Jaylen? It's like, no. It's like, yeah, okay, we have. Patrick Mahomes is that. And I see a good text like, Mahomes is more approachable. Jaylen Hurts has that more intimidating personality. I don't know. I think Hurts gets so much mileage off of this, like, this aura around him, this energy. Like, he's got these quotes of, like, don't do it in the light, do it in the dark when no one's watching, the shadows or what. And it's like super cool or whatever, but I don't know how much that really means to the quality of his play on the field. But I think he's got a lot of aura points.
I will say this. The off-the-field stuff is one of the biggest reasons why Kyler Murray fails.
It's true.
He
doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I know the video game thing and all. I'm not going to sound like an old man. Don't play video games. Yeah, it's your time. You do what you want. I get all that. And you need that break every once in a while. But ask yourself this question. Are Patrick Mahomes and Jaylen Hurts and Josh Allen and guys like that doing that, where it's become you're addicted to the video game and you're not putting in the right preparation in the classroom? Athletes who fail in the NFL and Major League Baseball aren't failing because they're not athletes and they're not talented. They're failing because they're not willing to put in the work off the field. And that's what it ultimately boils down to. So if I was an Eagle fan and I saw those comments that he's calling Peyton Manning and the cerebral part of the game,
it's incredible.
I'm sitting back and I'm going, we've got our guy.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have our guy. The Eagles have our guy. The Bills have their guy.
Yeah.
The Ravens have their guy. The Bengals probably have their guy, right? Not many teams have their guy. But I just love the off-the-field stuff with Jaylen Hurts. That just rings so true to me because you see it around here. These guys put in the work on the field and off the field, and the ones who don't, well, they drop passes, Kadarius.
And I think both those things can be true. I think this is a good conversation to have, like, Hurts is the guy. You're right. I believe that. Hurts is a future of the franchise. He's a franchise quarterback. He can obviously win a Super Bowl. I still think he's a win with, not a win because of, but like he is a guy you want leading your franchise, and I think that can be simultaneously true with him not being a top 5 quarterback. I think both those things can exist at the same time.
I just have a hard time finding a lot of guys that can be in that top 5, quite honestly.
No, I get you. This is another good text from the 913. He can be Peyton Manning. We have Brady.
Yeah. I love that text. That's really good, man.
Yes.
And that's true. That's a great text. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, he can be Peyton because that's kind of where he is. Because Patrick's already got Brady on speed dial. We know that.
Yep.
And when you watch the Kingdom episode tonight, you'll understand even more the impact that Brady may or may not have had. I don't want to give it away on Patrick Mahomes. You'll see all that kind of stuff in there. And so Jaylen Hurts is thinking, all right, he's already got Tom Brady. I'm going to form a relationship with Peyton because Peyton also played in this style of offense and understands the plays, and I can pick up the phone and I can call him and I can talk about this stuff because he knows he's on the same page. I don't have to waste time explaining. Yep. I know that I'm having a conversation with a guy who's been exactly where I am.
And he's like the smartest mind football may have ever seen.
Yeah.
That's who you're getting to glom onto and kind of talk to. That's awesome.
I know. It is fantastic. It's like you with me. Coming up here on 96.5 The Fan, we're going to get back into some of that new height stuff from last night. And literally the gold standard of the NFL from a broadcasting standpoint is making his return to the booth. We'll tell you who that is next.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Hy-Vee have got so much going on. It is officially back to school time. Our kiddos went back today. Some went back earlier in the week, some back next week. But either way, you are busy now because fall is here. That means kids' activities, school, work, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, you're just like, I'm exhausted. What can I do? Well, Hy-Vee's here to help. Hy-Vee has their Market Grill, and it is the best dining value in all of Kansas City. And they've got daily meal deals starting at 11 a.m. and going till 8 o'clock every single night. For $8 per person or less, you can treat the whole family to dinner. Smoked chicken on Monday, pork chops on Tuesday, cheeseburger and fries on Wednesday, and chicken enchiladas on Friday. And then today, every Thursday, is steak day at Hy-Vee. You're going to get a perfectly seasoned steak, garlic mashed potatoes, and sweet corn, all for just $12. Dine in or carry out, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love the Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as we do. So get on down there and get your steak tonight, $12 for your steak, your mashed potatoes, and your corn, only at Hy-Vee.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt, and you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Well, I want to tell you about my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control because these guys are amazing. Their customer service is fantastic. I've been talking with Jake this morning, one of the guys who's doing our yard, and I said, hey, when are we going to start that fall seeding? He goes, the end of August is when we're going to start that fall seeding. He goes, in fact, we'll be out probably later this week or next week to spray for weeds, to cut the grass, and kind of get it in that prep stage for that fall seeding that starts at the end of August. And that's what's important right now, guys. It's that fall seeding because fall is the best time to seed your lawn, and Aspen Lawn and Pest Control can help you get your lawn seeded and look great for spring. Their professional seeding fills in the bare spots, strengthens the weak areas, helps reduce the weeds, and sets the stage for a lush green lawn by spring. It's one of the most important things you can do for your lawn all year long. And I know I'm in good hands with the guys over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And you know what? Fall's coming up. You're going to want to sit outside, so get that mosquito dome over your house as well. Keep the mosquitoes, the ticks, the fleas, all of that out. But more importantly, schedule that appointment for your fall seeding. They're going to give you 10% off fall seeding when you mention this ad. So schedule it today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. The Sharp Homes team can also give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Well, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. If I needed to sell my home, Dawn Sharp, brokered by Epic Realty, would be the only agent I would trust. Google Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team. Google them today.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
I-35 has relieved itself somewhat out of Overland Park, and 169 is also lighter, headed south out of downtown. Still some slow traffic, but not quite as bad as it was. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
So the Vegas Super Bowl, there was a camera on the suite, and when Nicole scored that touchdown, and to see everybody in that suite start jumping on each other.
People are body slamming each other into other rooms. It was so violent.
It's giving me the chills right
like
now.
Everybody.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
That video
to get everybody going crazy.
People went down. Like there were people punching each other. It was like absolute chaos. And like I have every memory of that. Like every memory of that moment is intact, but it's just like screaming and thrashing around and trying not to be taken down by this undertow of your friends going absolutely apeshit.
I loved every bit of it.
Oh, it was so insane.
Last night on the New Heights podcast, Taylor talking about being in the suite for a big win over the kids, or not over the Kansas City Chiefs, but in Arrowhead Stadium, and seeing the reaction that everybody had in that suite, punching each other, celebrating, doing the whole, you know how it is when they score and they win, everybody's in the crowd chest bumping and losing their minds and
shoving people, running around.
Isn't it cool when you hear Taylor talk like we did last night on the podcast, how much she's just normal like us, like feeling the highs and the lows and the emotions. And I think for all intents and purposes, for all of us that are in relationships, I think last night we saw what everybody wants their relationship to be. Two people that are in it for themselves, for each other. That's what I mean, not for themselves, but in it for each other.
Yeah.
They support the hell out of each other, and they are each other's biggest fans. Like, it checks all the boxes of that perfect relationship. And, you get that time apart, so you develop that love for each other, because as distance makes the heart grow fonder and all that stuff. And him supporting her at the concerts and her supporting him at the games, and also realizing how very much in common they both really are, right?
I was going there too.
And as she kept saying she's not an athlete, and both the Kelces are like, you're a better athlete than we are, being in those high heels and changing and 4 hours on stage every single night, 3 nights in a row. Then you're traveling and you're on stage. And I mean, incredible what she has to go through to put on a show that she puts on for everybody.
And she kept saying, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's like, okay, you may not be athletic, Taylor, but you're an athlete. Like what you're doing, what you're talking about, going through the acupuncture and the ice and the running in heels. And we talked about it yesterday, going on her treadmill and like doing the whole concert before the tour. And like, it was cool getting her talking about like, she's like thinking about her stamina too, like athletes do, and her endurance, like how in her last tour, it was at the end of the tour where she really started to feel like she was full going, wasn't getting tired. And she was like, no, we're not doing that on this tour. We're already going to be in full on shape, just like we've talked about Travis Kelce earlier on. He's doing that same thing for this season. But Taylor did that for her last year. Like, she is an athlete. She's amazing. And they're both so supportive of each other. And you just kind of feel, you can sense the fact that they both feel kind of at home with each other, very comfortable, and they can be who they are.
And this is going to sound weird, and I don't know how to kind of vocalize this.
Yeah.
It all feels like they all want us to be part of what's going on, too. Like they're happy that we're in their lives.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all are in their lives, and we all have a small little role kind of in all of this, right? I don't know how to explain that. I just feel so good when I see them together. And I know there's been a lot of people out there who said it's a fake relationship and want to do all that kind of stuff, and it's just for ratings. Watch that podcast. You will see true love. You will see two people that are genuinely in love with each other and are so happy to be with each other. She held his hand for the entire 2 hours last night.
The whole podcast, they were touching.
The whole time. Like in that loving, touching way, not in like a weird way or anything like that.
Controlling.
She just had her hand on his leg, and it was
very
just
natural.
Exactly. It was so natural. That's how you know it's real.
They're getting married. Like they're going to be husband and wife.
Yeah.
They're going to have kids. Like that's going to happen. Like if you watch that and don't get that, I don't know what you're getting. Like the overwhelming, the overflowing love that came through the screen from them. It was awesome. You could tell Jason saw it too. It was really cool to see it, like an older brother kind of look at his younger brother and go, man, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy that someone sees what I see in him, how great of a guy he is. And he deserves this. You could see that in Jason's face. It was really cool to see. Being a younger brother, having gotten that same look from my brothers, that was really cool to see Jason do that for Travis.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It really was. And I love the fact that they showed the video of the Buffalo game of him jumping out of the press box to the suite and bringing up random children to Taylor. Like, if you're one of those random children in Buffalo that got picked up by a shirtless Jason Kelce to meet Taylor Swift, like, you can't do anything else in life that's going to top that.
That may have been, not to go completely sidetracked, but that may have been like my high as a Chiefs fan. Like, winning that game with the Jason Kelce being just clobbered. He was gone with Taylor Swift. Like, that was everything, the culmination of all of that building up to that moment on the road. And like all those, it was awesome.
Yeah, she's one of the smartest people in the world. It's brilliant.
Yes.
And that's what I took away from it. I didn't realize how brilliant Taylor Swift truly was in life and in music and in everything. Like, everything. She is a brilliant, brilliant human being. She is, no offense to Jen, the perfect woman. I mean, she really is.
No,
like,
yeah, she is.
She's funny. She's self-deprecating. She has one-liners. She's beautiful. She's successful. She's smart. Like, my God, Travis hit a jackpot. And so did she.
Yeah, she did.
So did she, you know?
Yeah, you can see that. I mean, you can tell that she's extremely happy, and she talked about it and what, the songs that I've wrote about since I was 15. It's been about you. Like, that was such a nice line. But then, like, Travis just saying all these things like, you can give New Heights credit. I give you credit in your tour and what you've done. And if I wasn't so shell-shocked and amazed at how great you looked up there and all the things that you were able to do all at once and entertaining thousands of people just like I do and like the similarities, it was just
right.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And you mentioned about the song. She did say, she goes, Travis is everything I wrote songs about since 2015. Like, and we all know her songs have told a story. Everyone is personal. Everyone is a meaning. Everyone is all this kind of stuff. And she went out there and said that everything she's been writing about for the last 10 years, she has now found in Travis. And I just thought that was so special and awesome. And the whole courting process was really cool to hear, because Travis thought he was just going to take the elevator down because he knew one of the red coders standing at the door, and they were going to let him meet Taylor Swift. And they rejected him. And Taylor goes, what do you think? It was 1973?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah. So he was rejected by like stadium security from going in to see Taylor Swift. And so legitimately went on the podcast and started begging to take, I want to take you out,
like,
right?
Please, yeah.
And she talked about like originally seeing this, thinking this was like she was in the middle of a John Hughes movie. She said, like, this guy is standing outside my window yelling at me and throwing rocks and saying, "I want to date you, I want to date you." And then she started to hear from people that mutual friends or whatnot, what a great guy he is, and that's where Andy Reid stepped up. And Andy Reid is friends with Taylor Swift's dad. Like, somehow she was talking about her dad. She's like, he becomes friends with everybody. I don't know how. He just literally becomes friends with everybody. And Taylor Swift's dad reminds me of my friend Gene Watson, because at one point he goes, he met these guys at an airport, and 30 years later they text twice a week.
Wow.
Gene Watson has got friends that he meets on airplanes. They're at weddings. They're at family events. I'm like, who are these people? I met them on a flight. They become their best friends. Like, that's how you meet people, by having these conversations, right? And so he was an Eagles fan, met Andy somehow, some way. Andy really did facilitate this relationship as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Which, again, you want to know why these guys play their ass off for that guy? Hey, coach, I got a problem. Yeah, what's that, Trav? What can I help you with? Hey, can you call Taylor's dad and see if she'll go out with me? And, like, Andy Reid called up there and vouched
I'll do it
for
in a
Travis.
second. Yeah, of course.
This whole thing is just so remarkable.
It's meant to be. It is meant to be. 913 says, I feel like even if she wasn't famous, she'd be exactly the same. Damn it. I just became a Swiftie as a 37-year-old dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
Somebody had said on the text line yesterday, why didn't you listen to Taylor Swift music before? I didn't know. I didn't think I'd like it. I didn't know it wasn't my thing, right? Yeah. I didn't care. It wasn't my. And then this happened. I'm like, oh, damn, I wish I would have found this sooner. And Taylor said that. And that's my answer to this question, because she said, like, she wishes she would have found football earlier in life, right? And how much she loves football. What's the one thing you found later in life that you wish you would have found earlier? And for me, it's Taylor's music.
It's a great one.
It's Taylor's music. I wish I wasn't like, oh, it's just for the kids or something like that, because it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, you'd be lying. At this point, it's past that. Like, you like this.
Yes.
You're interested in her. Yeah.
I distinctly remember a text from 2 years ago when this relationship first started. And I don't know, we said damn or something on the air, and somebody goes, if you're talking about Taylor Swift, you probably shouldn't use curse words. She does not do that kind of stuff. I'm like, no, you haven't listened to the music. People had a misconception that it was just for, teenage girls.
Yeah, it's this little, like, cute pop star, teenage girls.
Nothing like
do
that.
Good. Yeah, no, there's depth. There's
meaning.
Yeah, she's one step ahead, man.
Yeah, she really is. And so I wish I would have found her music earlier, And I did back in, like, Teardrops on my guitar. I've always had on my listening device, because it was an iPod back in the day, version 1. And so I've always had that song, from the time that was released. So I was kind of into it, but I never picked up after that. I never picked up after that song until the last couple of years. I'm like, damn, I wish I would have seen that sooner. Is there anything in life that has you like that? Text line you as well.
Yeah, text line 913-586-7965. I don't know. I don't know if that's there for me yet. Maybe still too young to maybe have found that, have figured out what I've been missing out.
I know what your answer is.
What is it?
Baseball.
It's a great answer. Yeah, that is it. No, that is it. We talked about that yesterday off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've started to really love baseball, and not just the Royals. I've been finding myself. I watched the Padres Mets last week. I'm watching different games. Don't go away, baseball. Don't do it. I'll be gone for good. Don't do it.
Do not have a work stoppage.
Yeah, baseball is a great one.
Yeah. So you guys can weigh in on that 913-586-7965. What is one thing that you found later in life that you actually fell in love with and you wish you would have found it sooner? Coming up, speaking of the Royals, there's one way for them to make the playoffs. We'll tell you what it is next.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, my friends over at QC Kinetics want to help you feel better, and I want you to feel better because I don't want you suffering with knee pain or joint pain or back pain or shoulder pain. Nobody wants that, right? You want to love life and live life, and my friends over at QC Kinetics can help you get there. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics because if nothing is changing and you're not getting any better, you need to call my friends at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. So grab your x-rays and MRIs and get to QC Kinetics for a free no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation. Grab the phone right now and give them a call. Appointments available on Saturdays as well. 816-412-6299 and ask about that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone.
A blood emergency has been declared in the Kansas City region, and donors are urgently needed. Now through August 26th, donate with Community Blood Center and be entered to win tickets to the Chiefs home opener. Visit SaveALifeNow.org or call 877-468-6844 to schedule your donation today.
Well, as the calendar turns to fall, you're thinking to yourself, cooler weather, it's going to be awesome. And then you look at your yard and go, it's time to seed. Fall is the perfect time, the best time, the most important time to seed your lawn to get it ready for next year. And of course, when I'm talking about my lawn and my yard, I'm trusting it to my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They've been doing stuff for our lawn for about 6 months now, since the beginning of spring, and it looks amazing. It is green, it is lush, the weeds are gone. It's finally looking the way it should. And now, when they get done seeding this fall, it's going to be even better. I can't wait to see the end result from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, because if it's anything like I've experienced so far, they're going to knock it out of the park. And fall is the best time to seed your lawn. Aspen's professional seeding fills in those bare spots. It strengthens the weak areas, helps reduce weeds, and sets the stage for a lush green lawn by spring. It's one of the most important things you can do for your lawn all year long. And right now, they're going to give you 10% off fall seeding just by mentioning this ad. So get in touch with them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go Yard all baseball season long with Underdog's Champions Game. Join the millions who have already won billions making plays on Underdog, and be next to join one of the leading places to make all your sports selections that you can play in your state. To play, all you have to do is download the app. Choose whether you think a player will go higher or lower than their favorite stats: home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. Once your entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. That's right. If you bet $1, you could get up to 1,000 times your money. So you really could turn $1 into $1,000 with your baseball knowledge. Download the Underdog app. Sign up using that promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to unlock a special offer for up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O Rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northbound 35 through Overland Park is sluggish to the state line, then it jams up from there into northeast KC. Northbound US 71 is slow from 435 up to before East 75th. I'm Bill Brooks, 96.5 The Fan Traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Seahawks on Friday with pregame starting at 8 right here on your exclusive home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFMZ FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
Back at it on Fescoe and Dusty here on 96.5 The Fan. Dusty is off today. He is out playing golf. He's hitting the links today. He had an opportunity to play TPC Sawgrass today. And I said, go for it. Get
Have
that
to.
island hole, man.
You
When
only
the
live
Super Bowl
once.
was in Jacksonville, we all got the opportunity to go out there to Sawgrass and shoot at the island hole. I did not make it on.
Didn't make it on. Dang it.
No.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Well, this is good for Dusty, too. He's been talking about how his shot's been just a little off. This is a good reset for him.
Yeah, but a cool opportunity.
Great
They're doing
opportunity.
some golf stuff, nationally with Odyssey and wanted to have some of the golfers out. And so they flew him down. He's playing today. He'll be back tomorrow. And we'll hear all about his time at TPC Sawgrass and the opportunity that he had to play one of the great, great, great golf courses of all time. All right, I know we were going to get into some other stuff, but I do want to read this text from the J Southland Tow Service text line. Mac, is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, from the 913. If you told me 4 years ago I'd be giddy and excited listening to a middle-aged man break down a Taylor Swift podcast, I'd given you the funniest look of all time. Yet here we are, and I'm hyped.
That's so true.
Let me respond to that, 913. If you told me 4 years ago I'd be breaking down Taylor Swift podcast, I'd have the same look in my face going,
What the hell am I doing?
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then another good one from the 650 is 850 Mike in Navarre Beach. He says, good morning. I'm playing catch up on the Odyssey app. I just wanted to thank you guys for being so positive this morning about the podcast last night. We're moving my youngest daughter to the University of Florida tomorrow. The last couple of weeks, it's been hard to nail her down. She has so much going on. And last night for 2 hours, we were just all together watching and laughing and enjoying the good vibes coming out of the television. The Taylor Swift effect is real. Thanks a lot. And yeah, I'm getting a little emotional about it because that's kind of how it is in our house. I mean, one of our daughters watched it with us last night. The other one to be with her friends and go to her thing that she had, which is fine. I understand that.
Get it.
But that's what we're doing. When they get to a certain age, we're buying time with them. We're talking about, vacations and stuff and what we want to do. And I forget who I was having the conversation with, another parent. And I was like, damn, it's expensive right now. And they're like, you're buying time. Look at it that way. You're not spending money. You're not wasting money. You're buying time to be with your family. And when they get to that certain age, everybody starts doing their own thing. And then 30 years later, your kid's been gone like I was yesterday, 30 years today. You go, where's the time gone? So you're buying this time to spend with them because they don't want to spend time with mom and dad and all that kind of stuff, right? I get it. But we want to spend time with them. And as they get older, it becomes a lot more fun. You have to wipe their ass.
Yeah,
exactly. So, it's nice. You don't have to do all that kind of stuff. And so that's why for stuff like this is really awesome because it brings families together. I mean, we've seen it all morning on the text line about that, and I'm living proof of all of that. So it's really cool that this relationship is happening, and we're all living it, man. I can't get enough of it.
No, it's awesome. That's awesome, 850. I know. I remember when I left for college, the last thing I would wanted to do is spend time with my parents, but now here I am 8, 9, 10 years later, and I'm like, damn, man, I love my parents. I wish I would have done that more. So that's really cool that you guys got to do that. We're also getting texts from people saying, things that they wish they would have started doing sooner.
Yeah.
Which is cool. 620 says, wish I'd found disco a long time ago. I was raised thinking it sucks.
We all were.
Yes.
You're my generation. Yeah.
He goes, and it does if it's the radio hit stuff, but that raw club disco from the 70s and 80s, that's just nasty, delicious, ass-shaking music. I love it.
So I need to know how old you are, 6'2", because we were all raised that disco sucked because our parents were children of the late 50s and the 60s. And the 60s, you could argue, is the best decade of music of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I would go 60s, 90s, 70s, 80s, and today. It's 60s and 90s for me, right?
Yep.
Those, I
agree.
think, are the two best decades. The 90s was life-changing music. The 60s was life-changing music. The 70s was a lot I did acid and sang music.
Yeah.
And then something happened in the 80s that got weird. And Whip It was a hit.
Yes.
And Devo was walking around with weird hats on and plastic pants. So yeah, we were all told disco stunk. And then the 80s happened and we're like, the hell is this music? Mister? What the hell was that?
913 says, I've always loved football, but after my dad passed, it really showed me how much I truly loved it because the Chiefs games were always our thing, and it was time that we got to spend together. Yes, even when Pat wasn't our QB.
Yeah, it's true. Sports does bring that together. I mean, we talked about
100%.
it, this morning, and I kind of shared that story earlier. Mac and I were sitting here before the show talking about the Kingdom on ESPN, which debuts tonight.
Woo!
Gotta watch it. Going to be a big topic of conversation tomorrow here on the show, so we want you to be able to be part of that. So watch that tonight. But him and I were able to watch the first 2 episodes, and we're talking before the show, and we look at each other, we're both starting to cry because that's what sports does.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bonding. It's not – I've told people this over the years. I love going to the games. I love the bonding that happens before the games. Like going to games with my dad as a kid. It wasn't necessarily about the games, being with my dad.
Yeah, 100%.
And I loved every minute of that, right? Loved every minute of just being with my dad and going to the games and learning from him.
Yeah,
and
man.
now I get the opportunity with my kids to do that, with my friends. And for me, it's the bonding stuff. It's the before the game stuff.
Yeah.
It's the relationships in the crowd. It's the people
100%.
that sit around you and, all that kind of stuff. That's ultimately what it's about.
That's what
because
it's about, man.
relationships will always be there. Players, teams, they all come and go, and games are won and games are lost. But I know so many people that have become friends with people because of sports. I mean, Ralph and I are the best of friends in the world, and it's because of the damn Chiefs.
Yeah,
now,
because of the Chiefs.
We had to put the floor down at first, and we formed a relationship there. But it progressed because we started going to Chiefs games together, hanging out together. Ralph turns 50 on Friday or Sunday. He's in the best shape of his life, ladies. And
No, you're right, man. You're getting me emotional because I mean, some of the best memories. I think about me and my dad in that first AFC Championship game. We drove down from Nashville, and that whole road trip was great. Stopped and stayed a night somewhere. I just had a bar and in here for Kansas City for a couple nights. And that whole time, the sports game, us winning that AFC Championship game was life-changing for so many reasons. But getting to be there with my dad, I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Absolutely.
It's amazing what it's about.
So anything that you had that you found later in life that you fell in love with, the disco guy's 47. Yes, my
There we
age.
go. 40. There, exactly your age. 1 year younger.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
6 months. I just turned 48.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not even 6 months yet. Don't rush it, kid. But I think it's great because we're the same age and we were raised the exact same way. Disco sucks. No, it didn't. They had the disco demolition night that turned into a mess, and that's the last good thing to happen in Chicago for the White Sox, I would imagine. So a lot of good stuff coming in on the text line right now from the 913. You all got me cheered up 2 days in a row. I missed my exit yesterday just thinking of all the excitement of it all. Now I'm thinking about my time with my father. Good.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm glad you missed your exit. That's what it's about. It's
Yes.
about those feels and having those moments and all that kind of stuff that you just can't recreate. And there's a lot of stuff that happens that you just can't explain to people if they're not there and they don't get it, right? They're not part of it.
Yeah.
They're from Denver or Seattle, and they just don't get what we got going on. We don't get what they have going on either,
fine.
and that's
Yep.
fine. But that's what makes sports wonderful and so unique. Coming up, the Royals got to find a way to get into the playoffs. We'll tell you how it happens next.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue do an unbelievable job, and this is their time to shine because we're getting ready to get into football season, and you heard us talking about the tailgating and all the watch parties that we have, and you know what you need for a watch party? Smokehouse Barbecue catering your event. Whether it's Cajun butter chicken wings and the homemade ranch dressing, baby back ribs, burnt ends, hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for the final few hours, or even their pulled chicken sandwich, which I love right now, it's all fantastic at Smokehouse Barbecue, and it's all ready to be catered for all of your football watch parties. We're about, a week away from week 0 in college football, and the NFL will be here before you know it as well. And Smokehouse Barbecue, they've got new items. They've got tacos right now. Oh, chopped burnt ends on those tacos, sliced sausage, corn elote, sour cream with the Cajun butter in it. Oh, they are so good. You've got to get yourself some of the new tacos at Smokehouse Barbecue. And for families, every Tuesday, kids are going to eat for $1.99 with the purchase of an adult entree. So you need to get into one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. I want to talk to you about my friends over at GimmeTheVin.com. They want to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. Say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GimmeTheVin.com is already the best place to sell your car, and now it's even better with GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. Gimme the Vin is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. That's right, $25,000 in cash every month. You get 1,000 chances to win if they buy your car. For more details, go to their website at GimmeTheVin.com. GimmeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Literally, it's so easy you can do it in your underwear. Just wait for the jingle.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, Downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Come hang out on the patio and listen to some great live music at most locations Thursday through Saturdays. Enjoy some great food and also some incredible beer specials. Make The Other Place your summer headquarters. The Other Place and theotherplace.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Today, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 89.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
The same this year with Bobby. Now, his numbers are still, he's one of the 5 best players on the planet. I'm not talking about his performance. He's worth the price of admission every single night. I mean, the boys are playing some ball. The bouncing around the field looking like a 12-year-old. What Dayton Moore used to always call the childlike enthusiasm. It just doesn't seem to be as present. Like the pressure of being Bobby, and he talked about it all off season. Last year, getting to the ALDS, being the runner-up for the MVP, those numbers that I put up, I want more. I want everything I did last year, but I want more. I want to improve on that. And to me, from opening day, it seemed like he was trying to get to the ALCS from opening day. And, man, that's not who he is, man. He is a baseball player. He was born in a uniform. Needs to go out there and just let his natural love of the game show. And it seems as if he's kind of caught in between of I love the game and want to just be one of the guys, but I'm also the $300 million leader of this team, and I need to act as such. To me, it seems as if he's been caught in between all year.
That's Josh Vernier earlier in the week talking about Bobby Witt Jr. And all the stuff that Vern said there, I totally echo and I totally agree with. Something just doesn't look right with Bobby this year from a fun standpoint, right? And Vern has said in that cut, which I think is brilliant, he said he's been trying to get to the ALDS since day one of the season, and that is impossible to do. And I don't know, Bobby's putting pressure on himself to go out there and be the greatest, but I want to take this moment to let Bobby Witt Jr. know nobody in Kansas City is putting any pressure on you. Like, we don't look at you as a guy that has to save the franchise. We look at you as a great baseball player that if you are putting this pressure on yourself and it's having an impact on you, stop doing it, bro. Like, you're not letting us down. You're not letting the city down. You're not letting your teammates down or anything like that. Stop putting that pressure on yourself and play relax for the last 40 games, because I do think the only way that the Royals now make the playoffs, Mac, is if Bobby goes on a tear. And you look at what he did in July and August last year. The dude hit 389 in those 2 months and like 470 in July. Unbelievable numbers, right? I'm not asking for that. That's impossible to do.
Yeah. May never happen again for him.
Absolutely may not ever happen again. It was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable 45, 60 days, whatever it was, where he went out there and ripped the baseball, right?
Yep. Should have been the MVP.
And so he's trying to get back to that level, or trying to get this team back to the ALCS. They put a lot of pressure on themselves going in, to the season that they were going to be a playoff team. And yesterday's loss, they're now 1 game below 500, and they're not a playoff team as we sit here right now. But they can be a playoff team, and they need Bobby Witt to truly turn it around and be that guy for the last 40 days that he was for those 60 days in July and August. The team needs him now. The other thing that can't happen, Vinny Pasquantino can't get hurt. We need him. He's the heart.
He's like the energy, right? He brings that sort of energy and gets everyone hyped up. He's contagious. He's infectious. Vern talked about it. They show Bobby in the dugout, and he's just kind of sitting there, like his face is just apathetic almost. There's not anything going on there. And I know he's not that guy, but you're $300 million man, and you're one of the best players in baseball, and this is a team in need of a jolt, of some umph, some juice. You've got to provide that. Bobby Juice, let's go. Bobby Juice Jr. From text line F. Estevez. I don't know what that has to do with
the game yesterday.
I get it. But that's not the reason that this team is where we're at.
No.
Estevez has been one of the highlights.
He's an
I get
all-star.
it. Yesterday was frustrating, though.
Yeah, yesterday but Seth Lugo gave up a 5 spot in the first.
Come on.
Look, since Seth Lugo has signed that contract, he's been a 0.
Yeah.
Well, not an ERA. He's been infinity.
Yeah, exactly. We'd love a 0.
7 runs, 4 runs the last 2 games. Hasn't gotten out of the 5th inning in his last 3 outings. Damn. Look at what he's done since he signed that contract. And I'm not saying that had an impact on it, but it could, human nature and whatnot. He signed that contract and has not been good since the minute he signed that contract. And yesterday, You needed that sweep of the Washington Nationals. That's your ace. That's your guy that if we got game 1 of the playoffs, you're putting Seth Lugo out there on the mound. And he gave up a grand slam in the first inning. That ain't on Estevez.
No.
They didn't lose that game because of Estevez yesterday. They lost that game because they gave up a 5 spot in the first inning.
Now, I get it. Estevez got to come in, and you'd love him to do his job just a little bit. Had 2 outs. He had 2 outs. He had it. And let that run score. But, I mean, that's not, again, it was the 5 spot from the 913. Is a hyperbole to say Vinny's the next Salvi.
I saw that text, and I really liked that text.
So I read it to you
I
because I
know.
knew you'd like it.
I like it.
I don't think it's maybe a little bit hyperbolic.
I think from a playing standpoint, it's a little hyperbolic, but his text above it says personality and energy-wise.
Absolutely great. Yep, didn't see that. Yep, you're right.
From that standpoint, 100%.
100%.
And I think he's trending that way to be the next Salvi, right? Nobody's ever going to be Salvi and Kane and have that love affair and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that can't.
And whatnot. But Vinny is, in my opinion, the heart, the soul, I don't want to say the face, but kind of. I mean, like, he's the guy that everybody gravitates to, right? He's kind of that leader. He's kind of your magnet that pulls everybody in. And he's the guy when stuff goes wrong, he's not afraid to say it. He's not afraid to be the Eric Hosmer, the face of the team. And, you know, was Salvi the best player on those 14, 15 teams? Kane was. Right? I think Kane was the best player on those teams. But you can't say that Salvi wasn't the face, the heart, the lifeblood, if you will, the connector of everything. Like, that's where I think Vinny Pasquantino is so good. And the first 2 games against the Nationals, nobody was better in baseball than Vinny Pasquantino. And I'll get to Vinny in just one second. But could he be the new Salvi? Yeah, I don't think that's hyperbolic at all. I think he's that guy inside that locker room. When things are good, it's good. And when things are tough, he's going to stand there and he's going to tell you it sucks right now. But we really need Bobby to produce. And, you know, you make the money, the expectations are different. They just are, you know? I mean, and I hate to be that guy that he gets the big check and he's got to produce the rest of the way, but they gave him the big check for a reason. They expect him to be that leader and to be that catalyst. And for the next 40 games, I need Bobby Witt Jr. to be the guy we saw in July and August last year. And if he is that guy, no question this team gets into the playoffs.
Well, and it's not just the money. Like, there is a reason they gave him that money. You mentioned the July and August. Like, we've seen both. Like, the money's there and the production we've seen be through the roof, be at an elite, you know, level, a different echelon type of player. So, yeah, you happen to be held to that standard now. We are going to expect that from you if that's what you're earning and if that's what you've put on the field before from a production standpoint. You know, the same goes for a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Like, he needs to win those games. And at some point, like, even just winning, we've seen that in these past years. He's won, and even that's not enough anymore. Now it's like
crazy, right?
Right? Yeah, the standard. So it's like, well, yeah, winning's fine, but you need to have 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns every year.
Right.
That's not fair, and that's not what we're asking out of Bobby, but a little bit of, I mean, you asked me yesterday. I've been trying to think of it, like, what's the play you remember of him offensively? Like, when's this big clutch moment that he's come in and saved the Royals' day offensively? We remember some great catches and great diving catches and Superman-type plays defensively, but He's been really good on offense, but he has not been great.
Right.
He's
not a lot
been
of strikeouts. So somebody had said to me the other day, just kind of in passing, they're like, I feel like Bobby strikes out a lot this year. And I feel like that too. I feel like he struck out more this year, you know, than he potentially has in years past. And that's the sign of him trying to do too much. You know, George Brett had the line, and we've always kind of made fun of it over the years and whatnot. You know, don't try to be George Brett. Be Mike Moustakas. And Steve Fisiak used to say that all the time. Be Mike Moustakas, right? When you try to do something that you're not capable of doing or somebody that you're not, then you hurt yourself. And I'm not saying that Bobby's trying to be somebody that he's not, but I feel like Bobby came into this season wearing the weight of the world on his shoulders for that loss in the ALDS to the Yankees when they never even were considered to be a postseason team and made it that far. And he carried it all through the offseason, carried it into spring training, and is still carrying that with him. He needs to let that go and realize he's awesome. And we need you to be awesome the rest of the way. So stop worrying about all of this other stuff that maybe you're wearing as the leader, if you will, of this organization, and throw all that away and just go play baseball. Easier said than done. The mental side of the game is the most difficult side of the game.
Well, that's why it's so hard to master, right? Because mentally some guys just can't do it. And I think Bobby can. We've seen him do it for an elongated period of time. You don't have a 2-month stretch if you're a mental midget, right? If you don't have that July and August last year, if you don't have the mental game already down at some level, I think that's the reason that we're talking about this, is because we believe that Bobby has more to show us, and we haven't seen it.
Right.
And we're left wanting more. We're a little, I don't know, I think frustrated is probably the wrong word, but we're just, hey, kind of confused almost at this point. Like, hey, what's going on? We got a text in, and you are correct. Bobby has struck out more than this year than Salvador Perez. 100 strikeouts for Bobby Witt Jr.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. 98 strikeouts. And you talk about just overall in the league, he's not really top 20 in a lot of those categories that you'd love to see him, or top 10 rather, a lot of those categories that you'd like to see him be in.
A lot of them are hollow numbers, though, bro.
I get it.
Like, you know, like, and that's right. Like with the stats for me, I like if I'm going to look at a stat, let me know like what you're doing. In baseball, they call it late and close. You know, in those type of situations when you need the big moment.
Totally. Like,
look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers. I would imagine late and close versus Josh Allen. Probably a big difference right there, you know, if they have that. And so I just think right now, like, if you're Bobby, you got to just say, all right, we got 40 games to go. F it. I'm just going to go out there and be that guy that I was in July and August.
Balls to the wall.
And if he's that guy, they'll make the playoffs. And he's the catalyst. He's got to be that guy.
George is up from the 620. George has always said, don't try harder, try easier.
It's true. Yep. It's another good one.
Like that.
Stop trying so hard. Try easier.
That's great. That's a classic see-ball, hit-ball type
it
of thing.
Is,
But that's fantastic.
But that's my level of baseball, too. George is a Hall of Fame, the greatest player in the history of this franchise. Try easier.
Huh? I love that.
Is there a stat for that? No.
No.
Stop swinging so hard. Get your ass back in the cage. Simple.
Yeah. No, yeah. And it just seems like he's, like Vern said it in that cut, just the fun-loving, energetic Bobby hasn't been there as much
Hasn't been there much this year. I want to see that back.
Yeah, let's get that back.
And I think if that comes back, boom, this team is going to go to the postseason. Speaking of preseason, the Chiefs have this epic game coming up, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, right here on 96.5 The Fan. And we learned yesterday that the Chiefs are not going to play many people that you know in this game. Right? There's going to be a lot of who, where, when, why.
I heard of him.
And as Ben Maller said at 7:15, a lot of these guys are going to be doing DoorDash next week, right? This is kind of where we are right now in the source of the preseason. And when I heard they weren't playing their starters in game 2, it kind of put my antenna up a little bit. And I'm like, I got to talk to some people about this. What's the real story here, right? So made a few calls, had a few conversations yesterday, people around the league. And it's not so much that they don't want to see their guys. They're in a spot where they're like, it's preseason, and we're already traveling all over the world to play these games. Think about the Chiefs in the last week. Fly to Arizona, West Coast time zone, right, on Friday.
Yep, fly Friday, yep.
Right. Play a game on Saturday, land back between 2 and 3 in the morning on Sunday.
Jeez. And get back to work.
Drive to St. Joe.
Yeah.
3 days of training camp. And then back to the airport, fly out today to Seattle, which is the other end of the earth.
Yes.
You know, if you're in the United States, that's a far 3.5-hour flight.
It's not Denver.
West Coast time zone, on a plane again. And in less than a week, the Chiefs would have traveled to and from Phoenix, to and from St. Joe, to and from Seattle, and we haven't even had a calendar week. And they're like, we're not doing this.
No.
We're not putting our guys out there in this game to go out there after all of this travel. We need to get ready for the regular season. And oh, by the way, our first game's in Brazil.
Yeah, and you make us play 3 games in 14 days again this year.
Right.
And we have the other international games, and we play all the primetime games, and we play every Thursday and Monday and Sunday. And yeah, it's preseason. Give us a damn break.
Yeah. And so I
love it.
The guys that you know, with a certain extent, you have to play some people.
We'll see some linemen. I think we're going to see Kingsley and Josh. That's
well,
good.
we should.
And we should.
Yeah.
Those guys should play.
Yeah, we should see those guys. But also what it means is that when they come home for that third preseason game, I think they're going to play some of the guys you know. And I think that's really cool because my first NFL game with my dad was a preseason game because we couldn't get regular season tickets. And I know that happens for a lot of people. They don't feel comfortable maybe going to a regular season game, which I totally understand. A lot of booze, and a lot of things.
A lot of screaming, a lot of cursing.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot.
Maybe not feel your kids old enough, but a preseason game, very relaxed,
Much
enjoyable, calm, not as crowded. You can kind of explain the game. But now some of these kids that only get an opportunity to maybe go to a preseason game, or an even adult that gets the opportunity to only go to a preseason game, now you're probably going to see Patrick Mahomes a little bit at Arrowhead. And it's a little bit of an homage to the fans. And I like that thinking about the Chiefs. You know what? Screw Seattle. You ain't getting Mahomes. We'll play him a little bit at home in that third preseason game. Let the fans get a little bit excited about them, and then get ready for the regular season.
Heck yes. Yes, I love that. That's what matters. And I mean, I went to the two preseason games when I was a young kid. It wasn't my first game, but I loved it. And it was an environment where, you're right, it was more family friendly.
Yes.
I got to learn more. I remember talking to my dad more about the game than I could at a regular season game, asking questions. Yeah, it's an environment that's built for that. And you don't want to do that as a 10-year-old and be like, Sky Moore and Gardner Minshew, Dad? Really? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, that's what it would be. And it'd be fun to see maybe a Mahomes-Kelce pass connection. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. At home in the preseason, I think people would love it.
Let's give it one.
Yeah, absolutely. Do something fun for the fans. And again, I think that's what this season is going to be all about, is those two guys in particular doing cool things for the fans to make sure that we all get what we paid for. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
I think like you heard Taylor last night kind of talk about making sure that everybody got their money's worth basically at all these concerts, and that's why she performed for 4 hours and did all that kind of stuff, because people invested a lot to see her, so she was going to give them what they wanted. And I think that's kind of what the Chiefs are going to do. It's going to be kind of the Taylor Swift effect, if you will, on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's our last year. It's our album. What was the life of a tired singer or whatever she came out with? I can't remember the name of the album.
I can't remember I have to look it up.
I gotta look it up now. It's gonna drive me nuts.
It's gonna be we need to know that.
The life of a showgirl. Right?
The life of a showgirl.
Yeah, and so kind of the life of the show guys is what it's going to be this year at Arrowhead. They're following the Taylor Swift playbook, right? They're going to make it fun. They're going to make it entertaining. They're going to give you what you want. They're going to leave you Easter eggs. Not playing the second preseason game. Easter egg guys probably will play a little bit in that third preseason game. Give Chiefs fans an opportunity to see them. So I really like that approach by the Chiefs right now, because these preseason games, and I was telling somebody this yesterday, they should only play Chicago, Minnesota, and Green Bay in the preseason. Why are we flying the Chiefs, the world's team, to Arizona and Seattle in the preseason? Up yours, NFL.
Yeah, the Chiefs, who are going to Brazil in less than a calendar month. You're flying across to Seattle to play a game that would be happening in their time zone at 9 p.m.
That's right.
Yeah, screw you.
Before the season even starts, the Chiefs would have gone to the West Coast twice and Brazil once. And we haven't kicked off yet.
Haven't kicked off. No, that's BS. And I love that they're kind of sticking it to the man a little bit with not playing. And it should be. It should be teams in your geographical, radius. We can make the radius. But yeah, it'd be Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. You could throw Dallas in there. Maybe
anything within
Tennessee.
an hour flight.
Yeah. Okay. So like a Nashville.
1 hour flight. Nashville, Indy, Green Bay,
Indy.
Minnesota, Chicago, Dallas.
It wouldn't even have to be the same team. You could
you could do Houston. It's a 2-hour flight. That's not that big a deal. Make them come here.
Yeah, make them come up here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and there should be maybe something about that too. Like you have to travel 2 times instead of 1 time if you don't do as well in the regular season. Like, could we make it that too? Like, can the regular season maybe have a little bit of benefit for your next year's preseason travel?
No, because we got that 17-game schedule where one year the AFC has the 9, the next year the NFC has the 9.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about for the preseason, though.
No, but they make up the difference at the gate.
Yeah.
So if you have 9 regular season games, you get 1 preseason game for 10. If you have 8, you get 2 to make it 10.
So dumb.
Well, that's how they sell you the tickets.
Exactly. No, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's how they sell you the tickets.
I'm just ready for the preseason to be done, man. We've had 1 week of it. It's exciting. There's some fun, exciting stuff. The talking points are great. The Shador storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Over there in New York, we talked off the air about your guy, Abdul Carter. Only saw 6 snaps of him, but I'm like, wow, he's incredible.
He may be the best pass rusher on the Giants, and they have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL.
They do.
Right,
They do.
You'll vouch for that. That's not me saying that.
No, that's not just a Giants guy. No, that's he's maybe already better than Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns, and those guys are like marquee household names. He's incredible. He's Micah Parsons times 2 maybe. Like, it's scary. So there are lots of exciting things to talk about. Josh Simmons here in Kansas City. We love getting to see Brownlee with the go-go gadget arms go catch that touchdown. Like, all those things are fun. But also, like, what am I watching? How do I judge this? It's just so antiquated at this point. I'm just kind of ready for some real football. I'm ready for it to matter. I'm ready for it to some stuff to be on the line, some stakes.
Mm-hmm. And I think everybody's kind of ready for that. And so kudos to the Chiefs.
Yes.
One person who is ready for that, Travis Kelce. Have you heard of him before? Have you heard of Travis Kelce? Been a big week for number 87, right? I mean, we did Travis Kelce Day, and it has exploded since then, right?
You're welcome, Travis.
Yeah, like everybody's like, okay, New Heights is going to try to one-up, 96.5 The Fans, Travis Kelce Day. You're going to have Taylor trying to one-up, 96.5 The Fan, Travis Kelce Day with a new album and, all this kind of stuff. And then you have Donna Kelce, who's trying to one-up, Travis Kelce Day by talking to People Magazine, who wrote the story about Travis Kelce Day. And this quote from Donna Kelce will have every Chiefs fan sitting back, feet up, smoking a cigarette going, I'll see you on Monday. I can't work the rest of the week. Here we go. This is what Donna said. Quote, this is going to be, I think, a different year for him. He really hunkered down and did a lot of training in the offseason. He's faster now than he's been in the last 4 years. He really slimmed down a little bit, and it just makes it easier than carrying all that load like running and stuff like that. So she roundabout said, hey, fat ass, get in the gym. And he got in the gym. Exactly. He listened to mom. No matter how old you are, you got to listen to your mother.
Hey, son, what have you been eating lately? He's like, oh, shoot, okay.
I've been eating a lot of that sourdough bread that Taylor's been making.
Exactly, the funfetti. Blueberry's my favorite. Yeah, but he got in the gym and he's been working. I don't know why, for whatever reason, that comment, that quote from Donna Kelce has turned my perception of this year for Travis Kelce.
Because I've been saying it, and you're like, whatever, Dad,
Bob, shut up,
old
Dad.
man. Oh, Donna Kelce said it.
And I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in. I'm like, okay, he's ready. He's locked in. If he's 4 years ago, I mean, dude, 2022, he had 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. He was the best. He was one of the best weapons in the league. Forget tight end. He was far and away. He was one of the best weapons, including wide receivers in the league. If he's even 80% of that, with all the other things that are happening on the Chiefs offense and the offensive line's fixed, and oh, by the way, the defense is going to be a top 10 unit again, and they have the best coaching staff, sign me up, baby.
The fact that she said 4 years, I mean, like,
yeah,
that's important, I think, right there. She didn't say, oh, he'll be faster than he was last year, or I think he's going to be better this year. He trained in Miami. She goes, now, and that's mom, because moms are always right. No matter what you say, your mom is right, okay?
It's true.
Sometimes my mom isn't, and I will say that, and she knows what I'm talking about. But I think most times mom is right. And if mom's looking at him going, damn, he looks like he was like 4 years ago, that's a hell of a compliment. And
seriously.
That's why I've been so bullish on this team since the Super Bowl ended. And I know a lot of people have rolled their eyes. Oh, he's getting older. He's washed and all this kind of stuff.
Of course.
That's why I've called this the American Pie season. They're coming back for senior year, and they're going out with a bang.
To have this much talent on a team with a revenge sort of plot line to it all and a narrative to follow, I don't know how you couldn't be saying that this team's going to win at least 13 or 14 games and come for your throat every single week. Get ready, guys. It's going to be fun.
Get ready. This team's going to the Super Bowl. This team will win the Super Bowl, and Travis Kelce will walk out as a champion.
It's true.
With his perfect match on his arm.
Yes.
With the confetti falling.
Does he propose that night?
No.
Okay, he wins.
No,
yeah.
I don't think you do that. But you turn around and you smile and you wave, and they walk into the dark, and the orange door closes.
Yes. Love it.
I know that I'm hard.
Yeah, the orange door will close.
The orange door. Nice.
I mean, it's that stuff from the podcast that you pick up and realize how smart Taylor is. Last night of the Eras Tour, I'm going to walk out through an orange door. And then all the fans notice, what's with the orange door?
Orange door, yeah.
And then the new album is orange. Like, it's.
We had a listener point out, too, because we played that cut of her talking about Xavier Worthy. And, well, I'm not ready to be an analyst yet, but in 16 months, and we had a listener text in earlier, say, well, 16 months from yesterday is her birthday.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa. She's always thinking about that stuff.
There's something there in 16
she's
months.
Amazing. Yep.
I want to know what that is. Maybe it's nothing.
Maybe it's literally nothing. Hopefully it's her next to Chris Collinsworth going, I don't know, Chris.
No, replacing Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Or Jack Collinsworth, because he sucks.
Or Tony Romo.
Tony Romo stinks right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know who she should replace? Tony Dungy.
Perfect. There we go. Yes.
She knows more football than Tony Dungy does.
She does.
I'd rather listen to her tell me about the cover, too, because she started to last night than anything Tony Dungy has to say. Wowed me last night. Wowed, impressed, stunned.
Seriously.
Just a beautiful human being inside and out. I fell in love with Taylor Swift, and I know why Travis did. I mean,
how could you not?
The way that he looks at her is genuine. It's love. It's cool.
It is cool.
Have you, honestly, you probably have with Hannah and I have with my wife.
Yeah.
But remember that time you looked at a woman like Travis looked at Taylor and what that feeling was like.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't fake that.
No. Nope, there's no sort of acting, money, whatever motivate. No, that is true, genuine love, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
It was awesome.
It was fantastic to watch that debut last night. And then to see Donna say, yeah, he's as good as he was 4 years ago.
Whoa.
Look out, NFL. The Chiefs are coming for you. Coming up, he's the gold standard of the NFL, and he's coming back. We'll tell you who that is next.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something. My friends over at Park and Go do an amazing job. They are fantastic, wonderful, awesome, every superlative that you can use, and you should use them when you're flying out of KCI because, number one, they have all covered parking, and number two, they have customer service that can't be beat. Here's what you do. When you make your flight reservation, go to bookparkandgo.com or download their easy-to-use app and make your parking reservation. It's simple. It takes like 2 seconds. Prepay as well. When you prepay, you're going to save money and get their lowest rate. And that way, when you show up on the day of the parking, all you got to do is scan your phone, and they direct you right to that covered parking spot that they have reserved for you. As soon as you get to that spot, the van comes and takes you right to the airport terminal. No time at all worrying about if a van's going to show up and take you. You don't have to worry about that. It's there at your spot, maybe before you even pull into that spot. And when you get back home, just grab your bags, walk off the plane, and that van's waiting for you to jump on and right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Boy, do you have a chance today to take advantage of some Surfside cocktails. There are 2 games, count them, 2 games at Kansas City's ballpark today called Kauffman Stadium, and Surfside cocktails, Surfside tea and vodka and lemonade and vodka are available at the K. You can have yourself a day. Make sure you drink responsibly, and you are 21 years of age. But baseball back, and it's 2 times today. And this season, we're bringing you the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals, Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're absolutely delicious. I've had many. Probably too many, but I'm not counting. And they pair perfectly with a day at the ballpark or on your patio while you're watching the NFL draft. And Kauffman Stadium all season long is where they're available also. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game today, tomorrow, or in the future. Ask for it at your local bars as well. Liquor stores must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
Thank you, KC, for voting Century Roofing the best roofing company in the Metro in the Stars 2025 KC Favorites competition. After 35 years, we're giving back to you by extending our free material upgrade sale through the end of the year. Get a free upgrade to impact-resistant shingles with any roof replacement for better protection and possible insurance savings. Trust the best, Century Roofing. Visit CenturyRoofingKC.com for your free estimate today.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Century Roofing, we've got you covered, KC.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Allstate's new home insurance is now better than ever. We're making getting the right home insurance that's right for you super easy with our improved online quoting tool. It explains how each coverage option works for you without the headache. Yep, you can start protecting your home in a matter of minutes. So check Allstate first for home insurance that's better than ever. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Start the school year with hot deals on lunchbox favorites and snacks. This Friday through Sunday, shop back-to-school must-haves like Hy-Vee cereal, Lunchables, family-size Little Debbie snacks, and Goldfish crackers. Stock up on Coke 12-pack cans just $4.99 and Jack's Pizza only $2.99. Too busy to shop? Order through Aisles Online. Schedule a pickup or delivery and leave the shopping to us. Save time, save money during the 3-day back-to-school sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Well, if you're like me, the busy season is here. It's back to school time. It's back to sports time, and that means we are so busy every single day. And Hy-Vee's Aisles Online helps us out so much. It's so easy. Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com. Choose your store, select your items, and Hy-Vee does all the shopping. All you have to do is pick up the order or have it delivered to your home. Hy-Vee is taking care of everything as we head into the fall season. Save time, save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's almost Andy Reid. When I landed in KC, I started doing commercials, the whole playbook. That's how I teamed up with Renner Garage Store. For nearly 70 years, Renner has been serving KC with the latest styles, top brands like Deldon, Amar, and LiftMaster, and the trusted service of a family-owned team. Get your free estimate today, and if you're looking for work, Renner's hiring installers with paid training. RENNER forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
All right, back at it. Final segment of the morning here on 96.5 The Fan for Mac and I. Dusty will be back tomorrow. He's been playing at Friar's Head all morning long. Had the opportunity to play one of the great golf courses that was designed by Ben Crenshaw at Friar's Head is where he is today. And he's a huge golfer and was like kind of telling me about all of this stuff, that he was going to have the opportunity to do this, but he didn't know if he could take the day off of work. And I'm like, you have an opportunity to play one of the great courses out on Long Island in golf. I mean, I think you got to go do that. So he has that opportunity. He's out there playing Friar's Head today, and he'll fly back right after the round, and some cool Odyssey thing that they had set up for a lot of the golfing guys. It's really cool. So we sent Dusty, and he had the opportunity to play one of these great courses. So I'm excited to hear about that tomorrow when he returns to work on a Friday. Smart planning by him. The gold standard of the NFL for me, for many, many years when I was a kid, and I'm sure guys that are my age probably remember this, probably more so even people older than I am. Mac, those people do exist. They're named Josh with the last name Klingler. The older people of the world, right? They understand all this. But Brent Musburger is kind of making the rounds, right? I think he was put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right?
Heck dude.
And did the little bit with NBC in the Hall of Fame game.
Sounded good.
Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic, right? I don't, maybe he's missed a beat. He's 86 years old, but he sounded great. Sounded awesome. It just, certain broadcasters make you feel good, right? You just, like, it's supposed to be that way. Right? You turn on an NFL game back in the day, it was Summerall and Madden. That's the way it was supposed to be. You turn on a baseball game late at night and it's Vin Scully. That's the way that it's supposed to be. Pre-game shows, the way that it was supposed to be, it was what was going on with Brent Musburger and everything on the NFL today. They were the pioneers in the pregame show and created what it is today. And Brent Musburger will be back on that pregame show on the 30th, or not the 30th, the third week, whatever that is, of the NFL season on the NFL Today. And he was a true pioneer in all of that made the NFL pregame, halftime, postgame shows what they are. And I'm really excited to see Brent Musburger coming back.
Sorry, I want to keep talking about this. We got some breaking news from Adam Schefter. Chiefs wide receiver Rashi Rice expected to have his disciplinary hearing with the NFL on Tuesday, September 30th in New York. This means that Rice now is likely to be able to play the first 4 weeks of this season before any potential discipline is imposed for his role in that multi-car crash that happened in 2024 in Dallas. So
why are we still doing this?
Yeah. This is, I mean,
I know I sound like a jerk. What are we doing here again? Why is this going on? Why hasn't this been solved? Why are we letting him start the season and then you're going to suspend him in the middle of the year potentially? Or are we going to drag this thing out and it's going to go to next year?
Man, this is huge. This is huge because now it's going to be really hard for the Chiefs to know when this is or if this is going to happen at all this year.
This stinks.
This sucks.
No, this does stink.
This
I mean,
is hard.
You can plan the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yep, you can.
Then you're going to have this disciplinary hearing.
So you're not going to know.
How long is that going to take?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I get what you're saying. What are we doing? The NFL can't really do anything until this happens, right? They've got to let legal take care of what all of the legal ramifications.
But they did.
Well, obviously not.
The law has taken place. They've sentenced him to 30 days in jail and all that stuff that we talked about.
Yeah, this is just the NFL's disciplinary hearing.
No, but the legal process,
right.
like the NFL should have had their ducks in a row.
No, you're right.
Here are the 2 true outcomes that could potentially happen from this. Let's have a disciplinary plan ready to roll so we can get this thing moving in the right direction and expedite this.
This just happened with Jordan Addison. They were on the same timeline. His suspension came through last week. 913. Rice may or may not be suspended. Adam Schefter. I mean, damn.
I'm still, look, I know everybody's saying 4 to 6 games and all that kind of stuff. I'm still under the impression that it may be less. I think 4 is the max they're going to give him. Let me ask you this. I know we're all very on edge when it comes to the league screwing the Chiefs. This is kind of a screw job, I think, because there's nothing worse in life than the unknown.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know. You want to know what your future's going to be. You want to know if you're going to be playing this year. You want to know all that kind of stuff. And now you're telling me I got to wait another 6 weeks before you even talk to me?
Yeah, before we even know. And it could be, it could not be, it could happen. Could be 6 weeks, could be 2 weeks, could happen right away. Could be by week 6, then it starts in the middle of the season. You're going to lose your guy, your number one option for 4 weeks of the season. We talked about it before the show, how last year was so impressive the Chiefs were able to turn their plan on a dime, right? When Rice went out, when Brown was hurt, when Pacheco, all of a sudden, all within a month span of each other, all were gone. They had to flip their whole thing on a dime. But we thought they were going to be able to be prepared this year. Hey, Rice, we know Rice is gone. We know Hollywood's going to start out a little slow. It's okay. We've got all of our ducks in a row. We're going to be ready to deal with this. And now, hey, never mind. The NFL says, never mind. You don't know what's going to happen. Some people are excited on the text line that they're excited to have him for the first 4 weeks of the season because it is such a tough start to the schedule.
Yeah, L.A., Philadelphia, insert team here.
Yeah, Giants and Ravens. Yeah, those last 2. But, I mean, it doesn't get much easier. So you'd miss him for the next 4 weeks, let's say. You'd miss him for Jags, Lions, Raiders, Commanders. Jags, Lions, Raiders, Commanders. I guess it's better than the first 4.
It is, but even still, like, you want to get it done with. You want to move on.
You don't want to get in a rhythm.
And that's the other thing, man. You get into that rhythm. You get into that flow. Stop
see
it
you later.
down. See you in a month.
Yeah, see you in a month. It could be a month and a half. It could be 6 weeks.
I mean, I'd rather have this suspension at the beginning of the year because, as you know, with this team, and as we've seen with this team, the later in the year we go, the better that they get, and they start to develop all of that chemistry. And then you get to January and February, and you play in the playoffs when your quarterback is 17-4. And we've got this thing now. And again, this isn't fair for the fans either.
Nope.
Because now we're going to be talking about this for 6 weeks and wondering about this for 6 weeks. What do they say about idle time and hands or something like that, right? Like, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that we're at this juncture. I don't like the fact that Rashi Rice is being treated like this villain by a lot of people. He made a mistake, a big one.
And he
owned it.
He admitted to it.
Yeah.
Yes, and now he's going to serve the time that legislation felt was
I mean, if the
necessary.
legal process is done, what else is the NFL doing? Raj negotiating a streaming deal for a Chiefs game in September that we haven't been told about yet? Yeah, we're adding an 18th game for the Chiefs. They'll be playing on Tuesday on Fubo.
Tubi. 918, Rashi Rice will most likely not be suspended this season. Most disciplinary hearings midseason often get pushed back till next year. I'll have to do some research on it.
I can't wait for another year, though.
Exactly. So we're talking about this in 2026? What? No, I want this to be done.
Right. And I think everybody at Arrowhead wants this thing to be done, too. I can't imagine what they're thinking when they're hearing this today. I really can't. I can't imagine the people at Arrowhead and what they're saying this morning going, are you kidding me?
Damn it.
So that's the latest on that. He's having his hearing on the 30th of September, is Rashi Rice, according to Adam Schefter. Jeez. Oh, well. We'll see you when you see you, right, I guess?
Exactly
with the
it.
NFL. Talk to you in October. Unbelievable. Cody and Gold coming up next here on 96.5 The Fan.